home to the MLB playoffs and the World Series. This is a presentation of Fox Sports.
Storied history and 6 world championships aside, these current-day Dodgers have never been to the postseason, and the Giants would like to keep it that way. Oh, it gets better. Just one game separates the Angels from their destination, and guess who's blocking the road? The A's. The whole state of California is taking up arms. NoCal versus SoCal on Fox Saturday Baseball. I'm Jeannie Zalasko with Kevin Kennedy. The end is very near, and that is not a comforting thought for everyone, including that A's rotation.
Well, who would have thought that? These Zito, Mulder, and Hudson are 2-8 in September, since September the 5th, with a 6.5 earned run average. That hasn't happened in the past. And the Angels, 3 games back a week ago, 4-1 now on this road trip, including a huge win last night. Their magic number's 1. All
right, let's talk about another troubled arm. Maybe Eric Gagne. Is he injured?
Had a cortisone shot, Jeannie, on Tuesday. Some bursitis and tendonitis in the shoulder. Yet 2 days later, he would pitch in a tied game to try to beat the Rockies, only to give it up. Now, not throwing as many curveballs kind of eliminates one of his 3 out pitches, and I think that's why he's had hitters hit him just a little bit more. Yet he will be there today, believe me. He didn't have to pitch last night because the Giants are only 2 back with 2 to play. And should the Giants win those 2 and the Dodgers lose and the Astros lose, guess what? The Giants would take it. Better record against the Dodgers.
All right, meantime, the Cubs saying, hey, don't forget about us trying to stay alive. Sammy Sosa, solo home run, got the Cubs back out in front.
This is bad right here for Chipper Jones. This is what you worry about when you've already clinched a week ago for the postseason. A guy, your best guy, getting hit on the hand. X-rays being taken. We'll find out later in the day.
Speaking of hits, Moises Alou is serving them up. That's a 3-run shot to pad the lead, and they need it because of that bullpen.
Well, here's what we're talking about. Houston and the Giants, and the Cubs cannot lose, and they have to hope that the Giants lose 2 and Houston loses 2 for them to have a playoff.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. No. By the way, the Astros.
Roy Oswalt, hey,
later today.
One of their best guys, and Clemens could go tomorrow. I mean, they could win these 2. What a comeback they've had. I mean, it's been unbelievable, their record in the last 35 games. They've really played well. I actually picked these guys in March. I thought they were done like a lot of people. I thought the Cubs would be blowing it away right now. The pitching's been good for the Chicago Cubs. But what happened to the bats until today? Now it's up to that bullpen. But we got a couple of games on the West Coast to worry about. And the Giants and Dodgers, it's always a nervous time.
I'll tell you who else has a problem is Minnesota. Something to worry about because there were time constraints. This is unbelievable.
Can you imagine that?
With a pennant race going on, home field advantage at stake. You know, the Golden Gophers maybe delay their football game a little bit.
We know they're important.
They suspend this game, tied at 5 in the 12th.
I guarantee you, though, if the Twins had not clinched the division, they wouldn't have suspended this game
I got news for you, though. This is huge because it means whether or not they're going to be served up to the Yankees or not.
Well, absolutely.
And we know what the record is.
We still don't know Tuesday night if the Yankees are going to play. Really depends on what's going on in the wild card situation. Could be the Dodgers, Giants, Astros, and Cubs all still have a chance for 2 spots.
All right, let's get you to those ball games. Days from now, the landscape of baseball's postseason will present itself, and the steam will stop coming out of Kevin's head. We've got the Angels, we've got the A's. Angels 1 win away from a division, and so are the Dodgers. You know you're going to get updates. It's Fox Saturday Baseball, your game of the week.
Get your daily dose of fear. Fear Factor 5 days a week.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
I'm a Ford truck man. It's the biggest truck event of the year. It's Ford's Big Throwdown.
Ready for a throwdown?
Where you can save big on America's #1 selling trucks.
No other truck can touch Ford, brother.
Now get great throwdown deals on tough 04 F-Series pickups, like up to $5,000 cash back on the award-winning F-150. And check out the bigger, bolder, tougher than ever next Ford Super Duty.
This is why Ford is #1.
Get to Ford's Big Throwdown today.
Bring it on.
Ain't no doubt my king of the mountains built Ford tough.
Your UBS financial advisor can work with nearly 66,000 people in 50 countries. He can work with all the resources of one of the world's largest wealth management firms. But to understand what you need, he will always work right next to you. Could this be the most powerful 2-person financial firm in the world? You and us, UBS.
Isn't that Harold?
Mm-hmm. Daytime calls are just too expensive, so he went nocturnal.
Yes, it is very late.
Get another wireless plan, Harold!
Daytime calls costing you a fortune? Come to T-Mobile and talk whenever nationwide.
Daytime. T-Mobile gives you the most whenever minutes. 1,000 for just $39.99.
T-Mobile, get more.
If I had known you were an attorney, Mr. Johnson, I would not have made that lawyer joke.
More refined, more impressive. The redesigned Camry XLE. Now that's moving you forward.
Get your daily dose of Fear Factor.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
The West Coast now the epicenter of Major League Baseball on this final weekend. Anaheim got a huge performance last night, not only from Bartolo Colon, but would you believe from Alfredo Amezaga. His grand slam made it a lot easier for Colon to dazzle, and he did last night. The Angels stormed past the A's, a final of 10-0 to set it up this afternoon here in Oakland, a day when the Angels can clinch a trip to the playoffs here in 2004. The A's now in a situation where they need to win twice. Check the standings, 2 games left, and Oakland will need to win them both if they're going to go back to the postseason this year. Welcome to Oakland. Welcome to Major League Baseball on Fox, along with Jose Mota. I'm Josh Lewin. And, you know, you talk about this Oakland team. Normally, I would think, Jose, you just turn it over to the big three of Hudson, Mulder, and Zito. You shrug your shoulders. You say, hey, it's a done deal. It has not been a done deal the last 5 weeks.
You would think so, but, you know, they have struggled. There's no denying about it. Their mistakes are being punished. The numbers do not lie. But I also think, Josh, to be honest with you, the Oakland A's would not be in the situation without the big three. Yeah, and Barry Zito gets the ball today. He is a guy that's got a Cy Young award and needs to contain Vladimir Guerrero with Cy Young caliber stuff this afternoon. Well, many have tried on Vladdy. This week he's taken a different approach. He's taken more pitching, but there's no doubt this guy has the biggest strike zone in all of baseball, and he can connect hard. He also might have an MVP award in his pocket if the Angels get to the postseason. It's amazing how this happens. You play all year. It comes down to game number 161. The 2 teams battling to go are going head-to-head. The A's and the Angels are coming up next.
Watch Fear Factor 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Get your daily dose of fear. Beautiful!
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13. So many laughs, so little time. Half hour, give me a half hour. Okay, Jerry, you got it. Get it on. Weeknights at 7:30 on UPN 13.
Veronica Mars had the perfect life until her best friend's murder changed everything. It's the new drama critics say could be the next Buffy the Vampire Slayer. USA Today puts it on the fall's best of the best list. And TV Guide says has cult favorite written all over it.
I'm gonna nail that sucker.
Get it on Tuesday at 9 on UPN 13.
Get your daily dose of fear. I can't do it! Fear Factor 5 days a week.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
UPN, we're the one. It's time to get it on. Yeah, it's time to get it on. It's time to get it on. UPN, it's time to get it on. Watch it. Get it on, y'all. We're the one, get it on.
Have you got what it takes?
Watch Fear Factor 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Get your daily dose of fear. Beautiful!
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
Think twice before double dating with your dad.
Come on. Get out here. Arnez, come on, sit back here with me.
Monday at 8 on UPN 13.
We'll have a good crowd. It'll be a playoff type of atmosphere. So I think those things, you know, you can kind of feel on the outside. But from the mindset, you know, you always want to be in a place of confidence, conviction, and being able to hit your spots and attack hitters aggressively. And, you know, not being tentative. And if you do that, you're going to win a lot more games than you lose.
Barry Zito, known throughout his career as a big game pitcher. They don't get much bigger than this game today. The starting lineup for the Angels brought to you by Citibank. Sean Figgins with an 8-game hitting streak revs it up. Then it's Erstad and Guerrero. Troy Gloss, Garrett Anderson, Adam Riggs in left field. Jose Guillen suspended for the bulk of the season. We'll talk more about that as we go. Eckstein at short, Benji Molina catching. Alfredo Amezaga had the big grand slam yesterday. And now as for Barry Zito, we've talked about the fall of the big three. 11-11 overall. Zito will make his team leading 34th start of this season. For whatever reason, lefties have been hitting him pretty well this season. Here's the scouting report.
Well, there's a guy that has a tremendous curveball with that rainbow curve. He uses that cutter well inside on those right-handed hitters, and he runs a two-seamer away.
Missing here to Sean Figgins, and we are underway. Game number 161 of the regular season. Zito's been giving up his share of home runs to Jose, 27 of them this year. And the last two have been key 3-run shots. One to Eric Young, his first all year. Then one to Willie Bloomquist, his second all year.
Seems like he has been unable to just make the right pitch at the right time at key situations.
And again, without driving it home to death, it doesn't get much more key than this. The A's have it on their chalkboard, have had it up there for a while. WOGH, win or go home. And that is absolutely the case this afternoon.
It doesn't get much clearer than that.
On the corner.
We have an Angels offense that is 33-17 against left-handed starters. The confidence is really, really high.
The other thing these Angels have been doing a lot of is winning on the road. Going 19-7 away from Angel Stadium their last 26 games. They knew they would finish on the road. And man, they are finishing strong. 4-1 on this road trip. Figgins went around, 1 down.
Showed a lot of life right there on that fastball. And one thing right there for Sean Figgins, very aware of the angle of that 12-6 rainbow curveball. So he got his hand started, but unable to stop. A lot of guys with a good curveball will get away by throwing a lot of fastballs. Not tremendously with a lot of speed, but mediocre fastballs up in the zone because the hitters are so aware of that level.
Up too high here to Darren Erstad. Erstad had a lousy September after a huge August. Hit .367 in August, just .202 in September. But we know Darren Erstad can perform in October. He was very big in the World Series 2 years ago.
Hit a home run with a broken hand. Does that say it?
Yeah, that says plenty.
I mean, he had the home run against Tim Morrell. I remember that. And later on, you know, about a month later, we found out he's had a broken hamate bone.
I never said anything about it.
And he won't. This guy just loves to play.
He is on a 4-pitch walk, and now Zito gets Guerrero. First, let's check the defense for you. The Oakland A's, for the most part this year, have been very solid defensively. However, they've averaged about an error a game the last 4 weeks, part of their downturn. The A's just 9-16 since September the 5th. That's the worst of any AL West team. In fact, the Angels, the only team above 500 in this division over the last 4 weeks. That is due in large measure to this guy, Vlad Guerrero.
I'll tell you, a team that has a very deceiving record this month is the Seattle Mariners. They've won some big games.
They have been a giant killer. Winning 2 here, winning 2 against the Angels, and a couple at Texas.
Lottie has been hot. coming off of a series in Arlington where he went 12 for 17.
And with Jose Guillen out of the lineup, not to mention Tim Salmon, and lately Garrett Anderson, he has given this team a piggyback ride up the mountain here. In the air, left field for Burns. And as we said right off the top, Jose, containing Vlad Guerrero may be the key to the entire afternoon, may be the key to whether or not Oakland has anything to play for tomorrow.
Oh, and right now, Barry Zito does a nice job in just throwing that fastball inside, running in on Vladi, who usually this year, that's where he has seen the most early in the game. A lot of fastballs inside. When he is able to lay off of him, look out, because then he'll spread the strike zone going the other way.
The DH, Troy Gloss. Now, back in May, Troy Gloss shut down his season for shoulder surgery, vowed he would be back by September to help his team chase the playoffs. And Jose, I don't think too many people believed that that would actually happen, but here he is.
He wanted to be back, and he said, I want to be playing in meaningful games in September.
And now into October, up in the count 2-0.
Many people are looking at Troy's numbers and saying, well, you know, there hasn't been that much of a difference. Guess what? There has been. Just his presence in the lineup. You know, he's gotten some big home runs, and also the way they pitched Vladimir and Garrett Anderson.
Fouled straight back. There was no bigger home run that Gloss has hit this year than the one Wednesday night in Texas. 11th inning. An epic 10-pitch at bat against Francisco Cordero, who had gone all year without allowing a home run. 70 innings. There was Gloss winning out on a hanging slider, drove it 424 feet.
What a year for Coco.
Zito ties up Troy Gloss, gets him to pop it up back in the crowd. There's that slider that was up around the number 25. And that buried the Rangers' chances to play Cinderella.
It was also a situation in which Cordero had to be extended because of the Rangers' bullpen limits.
Rip and a miss, and Zito's out of the inning.
Sports Illustrated has called Friday Night Lights one of the greatest sports stories ever told.
I'm gonna knock him out, and I'm gonna smile when I do it.
Now it's being called one of the greatest sports movies ever made. It's time. Friday Night Lights is unforgettable, poignant, and real.
That's what I'm talking about!
It will join Remember the Titans and Hoosiers as a sports classic.
Run, 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 run!
2 thumbs way up for Friday Night Lights. Rated PG-13 at theaters Friday.
Solo Mexico, her voice soars above a sweet Spanish guitar. Ana Gabriel like Dr. Pepper, originality made her a star. The taste of Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, salutes individuality, and gives life a personality. Be you, do what you do. Be you, nothing's better, Dr. Pepper.
This fall, Bristol-Myers Squibb, the cancer community, and I will come together for a very special campaign called the Bristol-Myers Squibb Tour of Hope.
At Bristol-Myers Squibb, the race against disease never stops. This October, we bring that race out on the road to raise awareness about cancer research and the importance of clinical trials. Follow the Bristol-Myers Squibb Tour of Hope team and Lance Armstrong in this historic ride.
Hope, triumph, and the miracle of medicine. Bristol-Myers Squibb Company.
Today's game on Fox brought to you by Universal Pictures, Friday Night Lights in the theaters Friday, and by Bristol-Myers Squibb Company, Hope, Triumph, and the Miracle of Medicine. First team to 92 wins will lock up the AL West, and with 2 games to go, Anaheim's got 91, Oakland's got 90. Here are the city lineups for the Oakland A's. Mark Kotsay goes first. You've got Burns and Chavez, Durazo and Dye, Scott Hatteberg, Damian Miller. Here's Kirkwood playing. Bobby Crosby and Marco Scudero against Senor Malo Suerte, Mr. Bad Luck.
You're absolutely right. This guy with more run support could be very different right here. He could be in the 20 range, but this guy's truly a guy that is just living the environment, enjoying. He had never pitched in this type of situation. He's making the most out of it. Now a proven horse, improved mechanics, and definitely a power arm.
Mark Kotsay opens up against Kelvim Escobar, who could very easily have 18 wins instead of these 11. In his 11 losses, Anaheim has scored a total of 12 runs for him.
Not one time have I heard Kelvim complain about it. Just goes about his business, keeps the team in the game.
Kotsay jabs a bunt up near third. And a sidearm throw is going to get Mark Kotsay. What an effort by Sean Figgins. Meantime, let's keep you current on what's going on at Wrigley Field. Let's get you to Jeannie Zelasco.
A whole lot going on. The Cubs lead and the season slipping away. Top 8. J.D. Drew with the triple of Mike Renlinger drives in not one but 2 runs. The Cubbies 19-30 in 1-run games. More important, Atlanta beating the Cubbies 8-6, bottom 8.
Of all the disappointments and late season collapses, as Eric Burns chops one to short, there's Eckstein. He'll load up and fire. And the scoop by Darren Erstad. Some defense on display. 2 quick outs, and back to the National League situation. The Chicago Cubs seem to be in a great spot, Jose. Certainly they have the talent. Everybody was picking the Cubs to do something magical this year. It does not look like it's going to happen.
Going back to the pitching, definitely. Another big 3 that you were counting on have not been able to get it done. I think Sammy Sosa going south in September did not help at all.
Well, as they'll look to Sosa's fade in Chicago if the Cubs don't make the playoffs, fair or not, I think they'll look to this guy here in Oakland. Eric Chavez got the big contract. He is now the de facto team leader. And yes, he leads the team in home runs. He's a 3-time Gold Glover. He's batting .273, but I think A's fans want a little more out of Eric Chavez.
Definitely. You know, the numbers with a contract definitely indicate we want more production.
The A's have lost 8 of 11. Not to mention 5 out of 7. They once led by 4 games in the West. Now they put themselves in a spot where they not only need to win today, but again tomorrow. Tim Hudson against Jared Washburn. Chavez leads the American League in walks. He works it to 3-2. Although if he played in the National League, Eric Chavez would be 136 walks behind Mr. Bonds.
Expect this area right here to be utilized a lot with that split finger by Kelvim. And Benji going to his knees to block.
Upstairs with the fastball instead. There's walk number 95 for Chavez.
It is amazing to me, Josh, that he still leads the American League in walks after missing so much time.
Yeah, he was out 5 weeks with a broken bone in his wrist. And yeah, updating now. Bonds now at 228 after a couple yesterday. You talk about lapping the field. Not only in that department, but on base percentage, slugging percentage. And while we're on the subject of sore wrists, here's Rubio Durazo. He missed the last couple games with a sore left wrist. This is a guy that Oakland GM Billy Beane described as a holy grail when he finally grabbed him a couple of years ago. He'd been chasing him for years. High on base percentage, high slugging percentage, doesn't cost $1 zillion.
Why wouldn't you want to have him in the lineup today? He's 5 for 12 against Kelvim Escobar lifetime, .417 average.
There's that split you're talking about.
He's going to be using that. Righties or lefties. Look at the angle going down here. Look at Benji immediately thinking, well, look at that guy at first base. They'll let him lean off, especially looking for that split finger and a secondary lead. Benji will throw behind you.
And Kelvim Escobar will strike you out. He leads his Anaheim team with 185 strikeouts. He He was certainly not the most famous of the big-ticket free agent acquisitions this past year, but he's been very good.
And there was a reason why he was the first guy they signed. Potential. He has truly made everybody look good. He's a fabulous guy.
Strikeout number 186 on the season for Escobar. There's no score from Oakland.
You've reached the county clerk. For a business license, please press 1 now. For a fishing license, press 2 now. For a fishing license, press 2 now. For a fishing license, press 2 now. Please hold. Ing with the Queen of Hearts, knowing it ain't really smart.
Sometimes a small business owner needs to talk to a real person.
Anything for you.
The City Business Card, with real live small business specialists on the phone. That's a card you can count on.
Kodiak 450 automatic 4x4 from Yamaha. Now get a $400 worn winch for just $69.95 on select models.
Every battle just got better. The Star Wars trilogy for the first time ever on DVD. Experience all 3 films in a whole new way. Own it today.
I just tried a pain reliever that changes everything. Advil liquid gels. They rush liquid relief right where it hurts. Real liquid inside. And only Advil has liquid gels. Only as in no other brand has them. Advil liquid gels. Liquid fast.
I was running in the street in San Pedro, and now I'm wake up in the major leagues. I play hard every day because this is the way that we play in my country. I never would dream that I would be playing the major league level. Playing Wrigley Field is like, wow, it's like another dream come true. I lived for this.
October, 8 teams, 1 champion. Watch the World Series on Fox. Don't miss it.
Get your daily dose of fear. Fear Factor. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday.
Oh, man. Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
Barry Zito recently asked to name the toughest hitter he's ever faced. He said this guy at the plate right now, Garrett Anderson. Anderson sends one foul. It'll be chased by Chavez. He's out of room.
I would guess that there's many other pitchers that share the sentiment with Barry Zito. Garrett is just a complete hitter. You know, he is a guy that when you need him to move a guy over, he does not think about the base hit or the RBI. Man at second, nobody out. Look for Garrett to sacrifice a hit and just try to pull the ball. It's a beauty to watch.
That's what Barry Zito's talking about. Anderson, lefty versus lefty, right up the middle. That will not change the opinion of Barry Zito.
It's going to come down to pitch selection. Garrett does a nice job making him get the ball down. Just extending and exploding with a great balance.
You know, Garrett Anderson, Jose, obviously the owner of a World Series ring. He refuses to wear it, saying, I don't like to bring attention to myself. And I think that pretty much defines his whole career.
Kind of guy that, you know, quietly has just accepted his role on the team. He has signed for what we consider significantly less money for a couple of contracts, but this guy's not about the money. This guy's about playing the game right.
Well, Southern California, you can say, is all about being noticed. Anderson wants no part of that culture.
Hey, Jay, I'll wear the ring. It's okay.
Yeah, yours looks good.
And thanks.
Riggs slaps one out of play.
I didn't do anything for it, but thank you very much. He got that big base hit in Game 7 against Livan Hernandez. Let's not forget that.
The Angels, and I think too, Jose, have recently reacquired that swashbuckling feel-good vibe that carried them to that championship 2 Octobers ago. Remember, 2 weeks ago, this team was victimized at home by back-to-back shutouts when the Texas Rangers were in there. 2 Texas pitchers with a career total of 13 major league wins between them. Shut them out. And now 2 weeks later, here they are. They win today, and they wrap up the AL West.
Rangers with some good young arms. Chris Young, one of them. Very impressive.
And the Rangers hanging in there right until the last week of the season. Riggs with a ground ball yanked over to Crosby. There's one. There's two.
Plays like this mean a whole lot more in games like this when you don't expect a whole lot of scoring. Fundamentally sound, 6-4-3. Nice job by Scudero clearing himself. Yesterday, he cheated a little bit on a play at second base where he jumped over too early on a throw coming from the third baseman, and the runner was called safe at second.
And that got Ken Maka out of the dugout. Ken has never been ejected as the Oakland A's manager. But I have a feeling if anything goes wrong today, he's going to be out there, because this is all about that old cliche about whatever it takes today. The A's can't afford a loss.
It's about today.
Ball and a strike to David Eckstein, one of the most enjoyable guys to watch in Major League Baseball. Very bright. Both of his parents were teachers.
Yeah, and I would believe that he would be a nice lawyer to have if he was not playing baseball, as he has indicated.
So many people told this guy he'd never make it in this sport. He was literally always easy to overlook. At 5.5.
Still leading the American League in fielding percentage among shortstops. You got to respect that. He doesn't have the greatest range, but he gets to the ball and makes the plays.
Last year, when Sports Illustrated polled major leaguers asking the question, who gets the most out of the least amount of talent, this was your runaway winner.
It's almost like if you put him right now in a college program and say, let's go scout this guy, right, he may not even get drafted.
Well, Zito, who was a highly regarded first-round pick, drops one down too low. 3-2. It's tough to strike out David Eckstein, statistically anyway. He is the second toughest in the league. About once every 14 at bats. He does put it in play, and Crosby will kick it. Eckstein is reached. Just after turning the 6-4-3 double play, that one pinballing off of Crosby. And the error allows Eckstein to reach base.
He got eaten up right here. See where his glove starts. Came up a little bit early and might have taken a wicked hop there and there, but his hands were a little bit tied up, I would say, because he was on his back too much. On his heels, not on his toes.
Two elements, Jose, I would think have to scare Oakland fans. They have made the frequent ill-timed mental or physical error this year, and/or base running mistake. Those little things that the Angels seem to do so well. Sometimes the Athletics have had a tough time sticking the landing on those.
And when you have the type of pitching that they have, you know, these are guys that they're not going to win every game 2-1, 3-2. Sometimes you got to give them a little bit more by saving runs and making the plays.
Benji Molina up there. He's one of the best in the two-out situations for this Anaheim team. Always seems to come up with a big hit.
Benji has had his leg problems this year. Well, now he has gone to a different type of shoe. Look how thick this is. He goes, it's like playing with tennis shoes, but there are some little spikes right down here that help him grab that dirt better.
Doesn't help him run faster, does it?
Oh, no. That don't worry about that. Benji wants to go station to station, and it works.
We invite you to play Hit the Pros, presented by the all-new GMC Canyon. Face real pitches from today's best pitchers. Log on to foxsports.com. Keyword games. GMC, we are professional grade. Eckstein does have 16 steals this year. Zito wise to keep him close.
Not much of a tricky move from Barry Zito, a guy that eventually sometimes will try to read the runner, according to information I got from David Eckstein. He's not a guy that will hang with that leg and try to deceive the runner by doing that. He's pretty much decided at some point, also because getting that grip on that curveball has to make him decide early, go home or go first.
He goes home, and Benji Molina pops it up. Miller's going to chase. Miller couldn't get it.
Well, Damian's battling a little bit of the high sky here in the Bay Area, and also that net right by him. He could have probably taken another step a little bit closer. When you have all that room, Josh, at third base and first base and foul territory, then you look behind home plate, it's not the same.
That extends the at bat here for Benji Molina. And another foul. So yeah, a couple of balls that the Oakland A's have had gloves on here. Bobby Crosby with his 19th error. And Damian Miller, I don't think, has been charged with an error on that, but it does prolong the at bat. Curveball hanging outside, 3-2.
One of the few we've seen today. Well, he's got Benji committed, hands back, and Benji was ready to pull that trigger.
Came with the fastball up around the chest, and Benji Molina, another tough guy to strike out. I think that's thematic with this Anaheim team. One of the reasons they do have a lead with 2 games left, as they do not strike out a lot. They lead the American League, in fact the major leagues, in batting average.
Mickey Hatcher preaches just fight off those tough pitches. Eventually you should get something good to hit.
Down near third, Chavez to end the inning. Barry Zito considers himself a big game pitcher, and they don't get much bigger than this today.
If a concert hall can be acoustically tuned, if a 60,000-seat stadium can have a retractable roof, if an 80-ton bullet train can glide on air, why not your SUV? At GMC, our engineers don't just ask questions, they have answers. The GMC Envoy line of SUVs, professional-grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. Fullness from a value menu.
He was fine, and then he just stopped eating. This man is completely full. What was he eating? The spicy chicken burrito. He kept going, sound. Are you sure? And fullness off a value menu?
It's the new Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the spicy chicken burrito with shredded chicken simmered in authentic Mexican spices. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun. Gotcha! That was a good one. Honey, did you get it?
I got it! What would you do on your own private island? Check your mail for the Capital One No Hassle Island giveaway. You could instantly win your own island or one of hundreds of island getaways.
What's in your wallet?
Hey, I see you all the time. You think you're a little very nice, waiting to give me a line. Give me a line, give me a look. Give me a taste. Yeah, that's right. You're gonna have to chase me.
Major League Baseball on Fox, brought to you by Michelob Ultra. Lose the carbs, not the taste. Well, kudos to the schedule maker. The two Bay Area teams are playing the two LA area teams, and all four clubs have a postseason trip on the line. Mark Mulder trying to figure out where it's all gone wrong. Jermaine Dye right now at the plate, down 0-1. Mark Mulder, only 2 innings yesterday, shortest outing of his big league career.
He had a rough one last night, and big second inning for the Angels with 4 runs, in which Mulder said, I think I really only made 3 bad pitches. 3 pitches stayed up, but they were hammered.
Dye sweeps it along to short for Eckstein. And a wide throw, but Erstad has arranged to gather it in. Now, one thing to note about this Anaheim team, obviously the absence of Jose Guillen. Suspended, and that was upheld. They had a little arbitration kind of hearing yesterday. Guillen, with a history of difficult behavior, was on display at times right here in Oakland last year. But Jose, I guess when difficult behavior becomes insubordination, a line is crossed, and the Angels have crossed Jose right off their roster in the heat of a playoff race.
And I think that was a great statement just made to the fact that no one player is more important to Mike Scioscia, to Artie Moreno, and to Bill Stoneman than the team itself. They have responded well, and it's not because Jose Guillen is not here, but the fact is they made a statement, and it was not about that game alone. Jose had a tremendous year. We got to give him a lot of credit. He's one of the reasons the Angels are where they're at, but also it got to a point where you could not allow anything to distract from what you were going through and what you're striving for. I think Jose at this point finds himself in a situation where any athlete in his prime does not want to face, in the outside looking in.
They have suspended 104 runs batted in. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Hatteberg. Now the players, just for what it's worth, they have voted to Guillen a full share of any playoff money. But maybe more interesting than that, in my opinion anyway, Jose, all the emails to Artie Moreno, the owner of the team. Not all of them, but it sounds like the great majority of them very positive, backing what they have done.
Have to applaud it. Take a stand, discipline, and make sure you stay with that philosophy throughout the organization. It's a good message.
Hatteberg down on strikes. His slump continues. Well, in Mike Scioscia's playing days, Mike Scioscia, Jose, was known as a guy who stood his ground as a catcher. And now as a manager, he'll forever be known as the exact same thing. The owner backed him up.
Same situation happened last year when they found out about Kevin Appier, and he ate up $16 million in a time in which they didn't think Kevin Appier, right-handed pitcher, was a good fit or was going to be productive for the ball club. But Artie's not the type of owner to make decisions for his manager or his general manager. He says, I support them, but I want to listen.
Escobar to Damian Miller. Both these teams are in, as James Bond would say, shaken but not stirred. Injuries to Miller and Durazo. That's banged them up, but they want to be out there today. With Miller, it's a bad left thumb.
For a catcher, just think about that.
Yeah, and Miller kind of whispering that, hey, look, one ill-timed pitch that I'm not quite ready for. If I catch just one the wrong way today, that could be it.
Could be it for that. And also remember, a lot of times when you're trying to frame the ball, that might even affect the way he frames the ball today.
Three balls, 1 strike to the Wisconsin native. We should point out that Damian was also in the 1st grade when he met his wife.
Wow.
Now 3-2 to Damian Miller.
Using that inner half right here, Kelvim using a nice 2-seam fastball, running it in and thinking about that left thumb.
He will take a walk here, a 2-out walk just like last inning. The last inning, Arubio Durazo struck out to end the thread. Here comes Crosby.
And this is the second time that Kelvim has gone on 3 days rest. He was brilliant last outing, going 6 innings against the Rangers, 80 pitches only. But mechanically, that is all he's worried about. He can live at 95, 96, but he can also adjust and adapt to throwing with more movement at 92-93.
Meantime, check right under the Fox box. It's gone final at Wrigley. And incredibly, the Cubs have collapsed. It all started last Saturday when they had a 3-0 lead at Shea Stadium. 2 outs, 9th inning, and failed to hold it. They lost that game on a couple of home runs from 2 guys that had a combined 1 major league home run between them going into that 9th inning.
Anything happens, man. It's unbelievable. A Meziga last night. Who would have thought? Bobby Crosby, the type of hitter that has a very dominant top hand. He will pull a lot of pitches foul, and a lot of times when you see him just tomahawk some balls that are hard to hit, they're mostly right up here in that zone.
Jerks down the line with foul.
There's one of them right there. Very, very strong and dominant top hand. As he continues to grow, he will learn to stay inside this pitch a little bit more and just keep the hands a little bit closer to his body and keep that ball fair. He definitely has some pop.
Won a game on a walk-off home run just the other day against Seattle. Checking his swing here. Yeah, Oakland winning just 2 of those 4 games against the Mariners here this past week, and both the wins were thanks to 9th inning heroics from this rookie shortstop, Mr. Crosby.
It's one of those times where you see a headline about how quick Crosby makes you forget with one swing. Meaning he had booted a ball before that cost him a run.
Right here, he is down on strikes. So just like last inning, a 2-out walk and then a strikeout from Escobar. There's no score.
Get your daily dose of fear. Fear Factor 5 days a week.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
Today, we're doing self-portraits. But I want you to paint your soul, to liberate your minds. Show me what's inside you. Oh, now that's what I'm talking about.
The restyled new 2005 Jeep Liberty. If it's in you, put it out there.
In 3 days, your wish is granted. Disney's Aladdin. In a spectacular digital presentation with enhanced surround sound and incredible bonus features. It's a whole new world of magic. The Aladdin 2-disc special edition. Own it for the first time on Disney DVD this Tuesday.
Made you look.
Are you sure we're in the clear?
The pipeline schematic is still downloading.
You're looking at triple overtime here.
I'm pretty sure we're okay. Keep digging.
Problems with slow wireless downloads? Introducing Verizon Wireless Broadband Access in the greater LA area. Download faster than other wireless networks with typical speeds of 300 to 500 kilobits per second. That's faster than you ever thought possible.
Verizon Wireless, we never stop working for you.
Introducing the Nissan Quest, a revolutionary minivan featuring 5 Skyview windows, an innovative center console, automated side and rear lift doors, and fold-away second and third row seats. Moms have changed. Shouldn't the minivan?
Maria Quaban, weeknights on UPN 13 News at 11 p.m.
Nothing to nothing today. It was 10-0 last night. The Angels steamrolled the Oakland A's, put them on the brink of elimination. And at the plate, the guy that had maybe the biggest swing of all in a 10-0 win. This is pretty phenomenal. Alfredo Amezaga has had only 2 hits in the last 5 weeks. They have both been grand slams.
He never, ever could have dreamed that. Come on. You can't draw that. You cannot script that. One right-hander, in fact, over in Fenway against lefty Mike Myers. And last night against Joe Blanton.
Now, Meziga entered last night hitting 155. 115 is a lefty. Naturally, he belts a grand slam to put the game away. Meziga the beautiful. Fouling this one into the crowd. 2-2 the count.
Last night he does it hitting left-handed against the double wall over there, over the 362, 388 sign. Give Bartolo Colon and the Angels a nice cushion.
It's a piece here against Zito.
There's a pitch you were talking about earlier, Josh, that fastball running in on righties that is so tough to lay off of. But that is a pitch that Zito will use more and more when he's trying to set you up for the changeup away.
A pitch that some of the scouts say he's almost throwing too much. There's that cliff diving curveball down and in.
He had him buckled just a bit.
Now back with the fastball after that parabola of a curveball. And Eric Chavez will make the catch. Plenty of foul ground here in Oakland. We get you to today's Capital One trivia question. When was the only other time in Major League history the two teams were tied for first with 3 head-to-head games to go? That's what the A's and the Angels are facing right here this weekend in Oakland. The whole season essentially crystallized into a best 2 out of 3.
That is a hard, let's say, statistic to come about with baseball in its history. Only that time.
That is incredible.
Unbelievable.
And it sets up whoever wins this 2 out of 3 will join what promises to be a very electric postseason. Sean Figgins taking here.
Electric is the word. I mean, look at the finishes and the talent involved.
The storylines weaving in and out. We don't even know who's going in a lot of these situations. And even teams that we know are going, for example, Minnesota, we've got no idea who the Twins are playing right now. Their game today, somewhat amazingly, suspended due to curfew. They got to get the fields ready for college football tonight. Lashed foul by Figgins.
Haven't heard that before either.
Well, Barry Zito wants the baseball, and the A's not shy about giving it to him.
Throws a lot of pitches, and a lot of times they're not over 7 or 8 innings. They accumulate in 5 and 6.
Again, foul ground. This time Hatteberg. Whoa, he couldn't get it. The second Oakland error of the afternoon. There was another misplay by the catcher Damian Miller that was not counted as an error. But as we said earlier, Jose, the Oakland A's kind of hold the keys to their own undoing.
And what amazes me is that Hatteberg is not wearing any shades. With a tough sky here in the Bay Area, I mean, it should be a given.
The self-inflicted wounds are the ones that cut the deepest. And the A's have been carving themselves up these last 3 or 4 weeks.
Those are some outs that Barry Zito wants.
Another foul ball punched back this way, and especially at the top of the order. When you can avoid facing Vladimir Guerrero, you got to take that. You got to seize that opportunity the way Guerrero's going right now.
As we talked about pitch accumulation, that also serves to accumulate more pitches.
Three balls, 2 strikes. And you're right, Jose. Even if Zito rallies to get Figgins here, it's an extra 4 or 5 pitches.
And sometimes that is the key in a 6th or 7th inning with that manager, that pitch count.
No play for Hatteberg this time. And Barry Zito is a fly ball pitcher. Make no mistake about it. Comes with those 88 miles an hour fastballs up around the chest. Some of the curveballs tend to hit up in the air. Anybody else without shades right now may do well to go and grab a pair right now.
Why waste it?
All right, let's try this again. Second baseman Scudero back. Dye calls him off, makes the catch at the 25-yard line.
Batting instructor Mickey Hatcher does as good a job as anybody in baseball in making sure that he gets a lot of information from his hitters after the first round, meaning the first 9 batters. So right now, Mickey is really in tune of letting his guys understand one thing: lay off the high fastball, because at 88 with that curveball, that 88, Josh, looks like 92, 93.
Mickey Hatcher, Darren Erstad have had a nice relationship. Mickey Hatcher, like Erstad, was a football punter in college. Darren Erstad at Nebraska, Mickey Hatcher at Oklahoma, both out of the Big 12. Or back in Hatcher's day, the Big 8. Darren Erstad, a football and basketball stud for the Cornhuskers. Big-time hockey player growing up in North Dakota.
There's Mickey. He keeps things loose around the Angels clubhouse. Makes it fun, makes it interesting. And around this time, Josh, his arm is about to fall out now. He's throwing a lot of BP.
Down too low to Erstad. This coaching staff under Mike Scioscia gets a lot of respect in baseball circles. Strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Barry Zito. We proceed scoreless to the bottom of the 3rd in Oakland.
That was a good one. Honey, did you get it?
What would you do on your own private island? Check your mail for the Capital One No Hassle Island giveaway. You could instantly win your own island or one of hundreds of island getaways.
What's in your wallet?
Cold hard fact. Other beers are heat pasteurized at 140 degrees. Coors Light is always frost brewed at an icy 34. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
There is no terrorist threat. There is no terrorist threat. Yes, there have been horrific acts of terrorism, and yes, there will be acts of terrorism again. But that does not mean that there's just some massive terrorist threat.
It's not a documentary. It's a lie.
Want to get rid of the wires? Get a wireless laptop with technology designed for lightweight. Make sure it has Intel Centrino mobile technology built in.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are shipped warm in trucks. Coors Light is always shipped cold. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
Get your daily dose of beer. Beer Factor, 5 days a week.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13. Rick Garcia, weeknights on UPN 13 News at 11 p.m.
Everything appears to be bueno, so to speak, in that visiting bullpen today. There have been incidents, one very serious one when the Rangers were in town a couple of weeks ago. But man, a lot of Angels fans down by that Angels bullpen. A lot of Angels fans here today hoping to see the clincher, hoping to watch the Angels lock up the AL West.
There's a lot of bread. Mike Scioscia turned around yesterday during batting practice and said, wow.
Marco Scudero, a rip and a miss.
And over in the bullpen, you know, the issue is in most bullpens, you are going to be yelled at. Some things that you don't like. Obviously, guys don't like the personal situations when they yell and talk about family and so forth. But, you know, I talked to a lot of the relievers before this series. They say, you know what, we have to just turn to the deaf ear and just continue on.
Which was easier said than done when the Rangers were in town. And, you know, kind of ironically, by the associative property, Jose, the Rangers, with all those bullpen suspensions, did not have the necessary resources to compete this past week against the Angels. The Angels won some big games. That might knock the A's out of the playoffs.
Very valid point.
So the hecklers that thought they were doing such a solid for their home team. Now we'll see how that works out. Escobar on 2-2. Escobar got him.
Well, one from La Guaira, that's Escobar in Venezuela. One from San Felipe, Scutero goes down. Great execution. Downhill angle right there, just the bottom dropping out of that pitch.
¿Cómo se dice splitter?
Splitter se dice recta con dedos separados. So the translation just too long.
Yeah, I'm going to stay with splitter.
Kelvim takes a very short step back when he starts his delivery. And the reason is he almost starts like sideways, Josh, where he says before he used to start in a position where he was straight at home plate. He'd take a step back and fall out of balance. So he goes, I got to regain my balance by starting sideways with his feet.
Escobar to Katse. Fastball down too low.
Here it is right here. You almost think he's thrown with men on base the way he starts right there. But everybody makes adjustments. Whatever works. Stick with it.
Katse coming up empty. Mark Katse was called the MVP of this Oakland team by Ken Maka yesterday. Had some pretty high praise.
Scott plays hard every single day. Spent the offseason working with Tony Gwynn, and why not, over in San Diego area. And look at the results.
He has played a mean center field. And he, you know, with the football tearing up this field, the Raiders played 2 games while the A's were on their last road trip. Katse has navigated center field very well. He's going to find a left field here. Mark Katse, a veteran of playing in stadiums that have been brutalized by NFL Sundays. He's had a couple stops in Miami and San Diego. Check the AL standings, and again, here's what it's all about today. The Angels and the A's within 1 of each other. There will be no tiebreak, no need to play a game on Monday, because very simply it was best 2 out of 3 with the 2 teams tied coming in this weekend.
And also considering the Angels record against the Twins, and or the fact that still has to be decided if the Angels were to win.
And this whole suspension of the game today with the Minnesota Twins and Cleveland Indians kind of delaying what we know about who will go where starting on Tuesday. The only way the Twins will play the Red Sox is if the Twins win out the rest of the way. There's Burns and a base hit into left center field. Katse coming around second, digging for third, and he'll make it. A couple of 1-out hits, and Eric Chavez coming up for the A's.
Good hitting right there by Eric Burns. Gets right on top of that pitch. Garrett Anderson also playing with a bum knee. Smartly does not try to force things, and making a throw to third, just goes over and makes that throw to second base. You can see right there, Katse, pain or not, he's having a hard time stopping right there, but you got 2 center fielders right now playing on bad knees.
Katse making it to third. Here is Chavez. Now Eric Chavez leads this Oakland team in home runs. He also, however, leads them in hitting into double plays,
which is kind of hard to believe for a left-handed hitter. Escobar has to go to that sinker, go to that split finger. Positioning is very important right now, especially for second baseman Alfredo Amézaga.
Chavez with a bolt into right center field. Burns rumbling in. It's 2-0.
Pitch up in the zone. Eric Chavez also solidly, very similar swing like the one Eric Burns took before him. Flat to the strike zone, and we were talking about the contract and the expectations, Josh. That is exactly what the Oakland fans want from Eric Chavez.
He bangs it off Old Glory in right center field. Kotsay and Burns coming in, and you're right, Chavez signed to that 6-year deal. And again, fair or not, with Jason Giambi gone now, with Miguel Tejada gone, A's fans look at Chavez as a guy to lead this team, to get him the big hit when they need it.
Also a team that made a commitment because the resources have not always been here to pay players. We see Giambi's case. We see Miguel Tejada's case. Both former MVPs.
Strike one to Durazo. I would think that has to take the edge off in that Oakland dugout, having been shut out yesterday. A 0-0 game into the bottom of the third today, and now they strike quickly for 2.
Definitely a little jolt that they haven't had in a long time.
Finally, something for the A's fans to shout about, too. Again, the A's must win today so that tomorrow will have any meaning at all.
In fact, this is a team that came in with just 12 hits in their last 3 games. So this is a huge inning.
You bet. They get
their eyes.
3 hits right in a row. The top of the order coming through. Kotsay, Burns, and Chavez. And again, regarding Erubiel Durazo, playing with a sore wrist that has held him out of the last 2 games. Both he and Damian Miller were pretty much game time decisions today, but a couple guys that insisted on being in there.
I mean, there's no way to think about tomorrow if you're going to get it done, hurt or not. Today is the day. Ted Monker truly appreciates those efforts. Well, Kelvim gave up 2 runs in the 6th inning over in Arlington this last outing, but his teammates picked him up, put some runs on the board. He's hoping for the same thing today.
Will the Angels be in that division series? A win today or a win tomorrow puts them there.
For Oakland, it will take a win today and a win tomorrow.
And they've got Tim Hudson on the mound tomorrow. Once again missing with the splitter. It's a very Oakland A's team. That's been well chronicled. Whether or not you've read the book Moneyball, you're probably aware the A's don't mind taking a strike to get a better strike, so to speak. And they certainly don't mind a slugger drawing a walk. Here's Durazo working it to 3-2.
Durazo is one of the guys, as you were mentioning before, that Billy Beane had on his radar for a long time for obvious reasons. He takes a lot of pitches. He has some power. He's a very professional hitter. Can hit the ball both ways.
He hits this one off the end of the bat. Took a big swing, but it's in the shallow right field. And you do not run on Vlad Guerrero. 2 down.
Vladdy now with 12 assists. It's a good pitch right there by Kelvim. The fact that he was able to take more off of that one and got Durazo out in front. He is committed early. Not the elevation that Kelvim really wanted, but at the same time he helped himself with his arm speed.
You know, you've got to remind yourself regarding Jermaine Dye before that miserable 2003 season. This was a darn good player. Trying to recapture that for him this season. Between 1999 and 2002, Jose, Jermaine Dye had more home runs, more runs batted in, than Carlos Beltran, more than Edgar Martinez.
Also signed a big contract. Really put it together with the Kansas City Royals. And again, Josh, playing with a bad thumb this year too, which opened the gates for rookie Nick Swisher early in September. And Swisher made a nice job for himself.
Both these teams, at least in terms of their offense, so banged up. What's helped them both, though, and what crushed the Texas Rangers this year is the consistency with the pitching, especially the starting pitching. Anaheim and Oakland each using only 6 starters all year. The Rangers had to cycle through 17 different starting pitchers.
Which also makes me tip my hat even more to what Bud Showalter did, and along with Oral Hershiser. Undoubtedly, there's a key guy right there, the ace, Bartolo.
Bartolo Colon was 6-0 against those Texas Rangers. And yeah, you take away Colon, you've got the Rangers still in the mix in this final weekend. Texas up in Seattle today.
Here's a guy that took a lot of criticism over being fat, being overweight, being out of shape. Huh. How about now? He's got 18 wins.
And apparently he can hit.
Clean up. He thrives on situations like this.
Dye tipped it into the glove of Benji Molina. That'll do it. However, Eric Chavez, the big 2 RBI base hit, and the A's are on top.
Nice wrench work, Chief. If more men would heed the call of the Y chromosome, maybe more of us would have 3 such faucets at our fingertips. Hot. Cold. And Miller High Life.
Sports Illustrated has called Friday Night Lights one of the greatest sports stories ever told.
I'm gonna knock him out, and I'm gonna smile when I do it.
Now it's being called one of the greatest sports movies ever made. It's time. Friday Night Lights is unforgettable, poignant, and real.
That's what I'm talking about!
It will join Remember the Titans and Hoosiers as a sports classic.
Run!
2 thumbs way up for Friday Night Lights. Rated PG-13 at theaters Friday.
16 million people will come to WebMD this month. Some will learn about a condition or a diagnosis. Others will chat with experts. Many will simply decide when to visit a doctor. We'll help them all to navigate WebMD's wealth of medically reviewed information to find exactly what they need. Americans may have thousands of different questions about their health, but now they have a single place to find the answers.
If a skateboard can have an active suspension, if a 60-foot fire engine can have rear-wheel steering, if a commercial airliner can check its own tire pressure, then why not your SUV? At GMC, our engineers don't just ask questions, they have answers. The GMC Yukon line of SUVs. Professional-grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Major League Baseball on Fox, brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet? By Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life. And by GMC. We are professional grade. Jack London Square, not too far from where we are today. Network Associates Coliseum in Oakland, California. Must-have game for the Athletics. They lead by 2. And a guy who can cut that in half with one swing up there right now, Vladimir Guerrero.
I expect Zito to go to a different pattern now as he faces a lineup for a second time. Maybe see more curveballs.
There's a curveball. It's chopped near second base. Crosby fires and gets it. Back to our Capital One trivia question. The only other time in big league history 2 teams were tied for first with 3 head-to-head games remaining. Go back 24 years. The Phillies at the Expos. And on that team A member of the home team, just like today, Ken Maka. Now the manager of the Athletics. He was a utility player for Montreal.
And Ken Maka himself actually said he's very saddened because baseball is leaving Montreal
to become the Washington whatevers. Now the Phillies, for what it's worth, won the first 2 games, a road team, making Sunday kind of a moot point. That's what the Angels are trying to do again to a Ken Maka team here this weekend, 24 years later.
In fact, the Expos made a huge comeback in that 3rd game, even though it didn't count. One of the heroes in that series for the Phillies, Mike Schmidt.
He had the game-winning 11th inning, a home run in the Saturday game. And, you know, kind of another interesting little dovetail. If the A's end up winning this game today, because they've already made 2 errors and it could have been 3, the Phillies in that Saturday game, they made 5 errors and overcame that to win it because of Schmidt. Troy Gloss with a rope to left field, and there is Eric Burns on the run. One last tie-in. Michael Jack Schmidt obviously was the big swinging 3rd baseman. Had the big hit. So far it's the A's big swinging 3rd baseman that's the hero today.
Right now we saw another big swinging 3rd baseman line out, even though he can only DH. Look at Zito's reaction. Well positioned right there, Burnsy.
One thing that Zito knows about Burns, in fact the rest of the league knows about Burns, he's not going to loaf after a baseball. He will do everything in his power to get there and more.
I saw him play winter ball in the Dominican Republic for Licey, and it was the same way. The fans adore him.
I heard they called him Captain America for his all-out style. 2-0 the count to Anderson.
He's got a nice little corner over there in left field, and they really adore this guy. They know he's going to get dirty. Somehow he's going to get dirty.
And he has that Sammy Sosa style sprint out to his position at the start of the game. This mad dash where you almost expect him to just burst right through that wall like that minor leaguer in Portland, Oregon a couple of decades ago.
Rodney McRae.
Rodney McRae. Yes. Right through the flavor pack sign. Old Civic Stadium.
You know, and things like that show me you have to appreciate the fans and the fact they pay your salaries. I mean, they pay your salaries. Give them something like that to think about, and they may forget about an 0 for 4.
Anderson peels one into the crowd. Count 3-2.
Pitch count keeps going up. Now 73 pitches for Barry Zito.
Anderson with a fly ball pretty deep in right center, but not deep enough. Though the pitch count is up, the score is way down. Anaheim's got nothing in the middle of the 4th.
Surviving cancer is still the biggest victory of my life, and I did it with the help of 3 Bristol-Myers Squibb medicines.
Today, Bristol-Myers Squibb researchers are fighting our most serious diseases. Their life-saving medicines have turned many cancer patients into cancer survivors. Medicines for AIDS, heart disease, and serious mental illness reflect their commitment to research and to extending and enhancing human life.
I'm living proof of that. Hope, triumph, and the miracle of medicine. Bristol-Myers Squibb Company.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are heat pasteurized at 140 degrees. Coors Light is always frost brewed at an icy 34. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
To confirm your order with Wholesale Beauty Supply, please press 1 now. Boop. To order red polish, press 1. Beep. For candy apple red polish, please press 2.
Beep.
Now, for ruby red polish, press 2.
No, beep.
For fire truck red polish,
Beep, boop.
Para inglés, oprima 1. Para español, oprima 2.
Sometimes a small business owner needs to talk to a real person. The City Business Card, with real live small business specialists on the phone. That's a card you can count on.
If you talk on the phone as much as I... Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Can I call you back? Okay. The Singular has a plan... Mom? Hi? No way. Yeah. As I was saying...
At Singular, get our best deal ever. 1,000 nationwide anytime minutes, including rollover. Just $39.99. Hurry in and get a new Motorola camera phone.
I call it my I gotta take this plan. Hey.
Only from Singular Wireless.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are shipped warm in rail cars. Coors Light rail cars are always cold insulated. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
Get your daily dose of fear.
I can't do it!
Fear Factor, 5 days a week.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13. Lauren Sanchez, weeknights on UPN 13 News at 11 p.m.
A's by 2, Scott Hatteberg at the plate. And during today's game, Singular Wireless letting the fans select the Singular Wireless play of the game. Register to vote by text messaging play to 445 on your Singular Wireless phone. You can also log on to foxsports.com on MSN, keyword play. So an interesting column on foxsports.com written by none other than A's World Series hero Dave Stewart. They asked him to predict the winner of this series. He picked Anaheim.
Stu also serves as the agent for Eric Chavez,
who's got the big hit today. Thought that was interesting, picking against his client.
Maybe Stu knows something we don't know about.
Hatteberg puts it in play. So 1 up, 1 away. Damian Miller coming up next.
Oh, we talk about location so much. Location is what hurt Kelvim Escobar in that third inning. Let's take a look at it and where the pitches are. Mainly, nice piece of hitting right there. Not a bad pitch, but down he elevates against Eric Burns, pays a high price. And against Chavez, you see Molina asking for the ball down, but he is unable. Look at Benji. Give me that target right down here. And he misses high. Hayes with a solid hit for Eric Chavez.
1 strike the count to Damian Miller. And Escobar, once again, not getting any run support. It's crazy the way this has gone. But Kelvim Escobar, top 10 in ERA and strikeouts per 9 innings, yet he's 11 and 12.
He has a lot of general managers in baseball wondering, why didn't we scout this guy better? Because he's truly a gem. And you know, the other thing with Kelvim, he's the type of pitcher, even though he's been around in the big leagues, he was with Toronto, he was a closer, he does not have a lot of mileage in that arm. For the first time this year, he goes over 200 innings.
200 quality innings for this Anaheim team. There's a rip and a miss by Miller. It is 2-0 here. The other Bay Area team is in a 2-0 game. Let's go to Jeannie Zelasco for an update.
Yeah, facing the other SoCal team as we take you to Dodger Stadium. Marquise Grissom, a difference maker in Friday's opener. You might remember his 2-run double gave the Giants the lead. And the former Dodger at it again. He singles home Barry Bonds and JT Snow. It is the Giants 2, the Dodgers nothing, bottom 4.
Thank you, Jeannie. And it's interesting. The Dodgers without Milton Bradley, not scoring a lot. The Angels without Jose Guillen are scoring plenty.
Totally different story. Can't figure it out. But Bradley plays a big part in the middle of that lineup.
Well, give the Giants some credit as they go on the road after a very tough loss in San Diego. They come back, beat the Padres the next night. They go in and beat Jeff Weaver in LA before 55,000 screaming Dodger fans. And they're leading again today. Crosby on the ground, second base. A quick and easy inning for Kelvim Escobar. It is still 2-0 A's, a game they've got to have this afternoon.
Cholesterol. It comes grilled, fried, slow cooked, twice baked, poached, and pureed. But it also comes from Mom, Dad, Grandma Ethel, and Grandpa Sam. Your cholesterol doesn't just come from food. It also has a lot to do with family history. Today, there's Vytorin. When diet and exercise aren't enough, adding Vytorin can help. Vytorin is a new product that treats the 2 sources of cholesterol. Cholesterol from food and the cholesterol your body makes naturally based on family history. Vytorin lowers bad cholesterol 45 to 60%. Vytorin is not for everyone, including people with liver problems, women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Unexplained muscle pain or weakness could be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Vytorin may interact with other medicines or certain foods, increasing your risk of getting a serious side effect. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. Ask your doctor about new Vytorin. Your cholesterol comes from 2 sources. Treat them both with Vytorin.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. Fullness from a value menu.
He was fine, and then he just stopped eating.
This man is completely full. What was he eating?
The spicy chicken burrito.
He kept going, sound. Are you sure? And fullness off a value menu? It's the new Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the spicy chicken burrito with shredded chicken simmered in authentic Mexican spices. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
Honey, what is it? What happened?
On October 22nd.
The whole time I was in that house, I felt something was wrong.
Experience fear beyond words.
Please help us.
And terror beyond imagination. The Grudge, rated PG-13. In theaters October 22nd.
So many laughs, so little time.
Half hour, give me a half hour.
Okay, Jerry, you got it. Get it on. Weeknights at 7:30 on UPN 13.
Adam Riggs will lead things off here in the 5th inning. One of the left fielders being used in place of the suspended Jose Guillen. Well, the Angels have won 6 of 7 since the whole escapade with Guillen came down.
Riggs has done a nice job right away on this first day in. It was against Mark Mulder. Hit a double. RBI double, then had a single. And Mike Scioscia has said, I will utilize Riggs against lefties. And I will utilize Jeff DeBannon, a switch hitting outfielder, against right-handers.
Zito brings the 0-1. And the curveball hacked over to third base. Chavez will make the play. Talking about the curveball, here's our friend Scooter.
This is Scooter. You know, a sweeping curveball can save my gorgeous face from getting smacked. I scoop from one side of the plate to the other and drop down at the same time. So remember, a sweeping curveball sweeps right over home plate.
And little leaguers, cover your ears. Zito's been throwing that pitch since he was 10. Learned it from 1976 Cy Young winner Randy Jones. Zito's dad paying for private lessons. $50 per. And Jones recalls one session where Zito said he couldn't throw a changeup. Randy Jones supposedly had him throw 80 in a row. And by the end of the day, boom, he had a changeup.
Son, feel that arm right there.
Eckstein takes. As you check out some information on Barry Zito, I want to ask you, Jose, it's not advisable, is it, to be breaking off curveballs when you're 10?
Not at all. Little League at 10 years old, you can get away with a nice 4-seam fastball across the seams, a 2-seam fastball that'll run away on lefties and on righties, and just a changeup. Grab the ball with the palm of your hands, every finger, and learn just the feel of changing the speed and just keeping the same arm angle. You can get a lot of outs in Little League by just throwing those pitches.
Fouled by Eckstein, and it's kind of interesting to note too regarding Barry Zito that he spent his high school days not with the jocks clique, but with the slacker skateboarder clique. Long hair, weird pants, the guys you see flipping their skateboards down the banisters of public outdoor staircases. He ended up playing baseball and playing it very well. Eckstein hustling down the line, is out by a step. Now this week's WebMD's symptom checker focuses on Octavio Dotel, the closer for the A's. Little twinge in his elbow. Well, they say it's just a little twinge and he's okay. Check your own symptoms with WebMD's symptom checker at webmd.com.
What it does is, though, it limits Ken Maka, the manager, as to not being able to use Dotel more than 1 inning.
Benji Molina takes here. The other injury of note would be Chris Hammond, a pulled groin muscle yesterday.
Happened yesterday, right on mound.
So Dotel in limited service if they get to him today. On the ground, Crosby surrounds this one. And a chest-high throw over to Hatterberg will close the top of the 5th inning. The A's on top by 2.
Units per transaction, then we could up the margins by a very sizable
For a limited time, get our best deal ever. 1,000 nationwide anytime minutes for just $39.99. Plus rollover, only from Singular. You can look around all you want. You won't find a better deal anywhere. But this deal won't be around forever, so don't look too long. Now get this new Motorola camera phone for just $49.99 after rebate. But hurry, this offer ends soon. 1,000 nationwide anytime minutes with rollover, only from Singular Wireless.
Serious about dirt? So are we. Now Yamaha, the adrenaline specialists, has an offer that'll really get you pumping. For a limited time, get any Yamaha for as low as $39 a month, plus up to $200 cash back.
Watch Fear Factor 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Get your daily dose of fear.
Beautiful! Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
Today's game on Fox brought to you by WebMD, redefining modern medicine. By Yamaha, makers of cutting-edge motorcycles and tough-as-nails ATVs. Nobody's more in tune with motorsports than Yamaha. By Michelob Ultra, lose to carbs, not the taste. And by Singular, the wireless company that fits you best. A postcard perfect Saturday afternoon. Terrific weather here by the Bay. And Barry Zito, who fashions himself a big game pitcher.
Well, he has pitched in 4 divisional series. I would call that a big game pitcher.
He is one hitting the Anaheim Angels through 5 innings today. That is huge. Scudero. And it's vacuumed up at second base by Amezaga. 1 quick out. Budweiser's fantasy player of the week, former Oakland A's great Miguel Tejada. Log on to foxsports.com, keyword fantasy baseball. Today's game brought to you by Budweiser. Grab a cold, fresh Budweiser. It's game time.
We talk about styles of play and the David Ecksteins and Eric Burns. This guy's energy is truly, truly missed. Miguel Tejada. Talk about playing the game with respect and playing the game the right way, Josh. He is brilliant. He has taken that attitude and it's really rubbed off. I was talking to Melvin Mota. And you look at Mota's numbers. He says Miguel has had a direct impact on my play this year.
Leading the league in runs batted in. Rip and a miss by Kotze. Bobby Crosby was not only plan A, he was the only plan in spring training. They did not go out and get another candidate to compete with the rookie. They pretty much said, you're taking over. And only one rookie shortstop has ever had more home runs in his rookie season. That's Nomar Garciaparra.
Just a sign of confidence and also a sign from Bobby Crosby, the fact that he showed a lot of maturity and being able to say, I cannot play like Miguel Tejada. I'm not Miguel Tejada.
One-two pitch to Kotze. He's outside.
6 in a row now retired by Kelvim since Eric Chavez's double in the 3rd inning. He's gone back to pitch execution, keeping the ball down.
Big hop. That may actually be the hardest hit ball since that 2 RBI double, but it's handled very easily by Erstad.
Erstad's got my vote for the Gold Glove at first base. This guy has been outstanding. Not an easy hop. This ball hits the white line right here. He stays right with it, flexible with his legs. makes the adjustments, going to the right. Another guy that just plays the game the way it should. He knows exactly where Kelvim is. He knows exactly where he is in order to get to the bag on time.
Ball 1 to Eric Burns. Fan favorite, but bottom line right now, 2 runs batted in his last 24 games.
I think right now that's easy to forget for Eric, I would guess. I mean, I remember those days, man, when you forget the 2 for whatever. Talk about last at bat. He's feeling mighty good right now.
Yep, his single set up the Chavez base hit, the 2 RBI double. In a little snug at 96 miles an hour.
Kelvim needs that pitch. He needs that pitch to keep people honest and even sprint the zone a little bit more with his split finger down and his slider.
Yep, you come right back down and away. That's masterfully done.
Talk about being able to set up a hitter. That's what you do. He's got him leaning this way. Sprint the zone the other way. Kelvim does throw about 8 different pitches. I can't recite them right now, but no, he does.
I trust you. Bouncing this one, 3-2.
In fact, Josh, some of them come in Spanish only. Some of those pitches.
His own personal SAP button.
Let's see. 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball. Throws a sinker, which he holds differently. Changeup, split, slider, curve, and what he calls a secret weapon in Espanol.
That one fades away from Burns, who's on with a walk. He will need some sort of weaponry to neutralize Mr. Chavez here. Eric with a walk in the first, with the big hit of the game in the third, the double.
Look at the walks right here. 3 of them so far, but 3 have come with 2 outs. Reason? Sometimes you try to do a little bit too much and be more fine because you're so anxious to get out of the inning.
Burns swan diving back in. Eric Burns not only a threat to run, but he runs extremely well. 16 out of 17 stealing bases. Benji Molina, though, behind the plate, very good at capturing attempted base stealers.
It all falls on Kelvim right here, who teams like to run on. He sped up his delivery right there. Threw Burns a little bit off his timing at first base. And also, Josh, it brings up the point of at which point do you want to tell a pitcher take care of the runner when you know that if you take care of this hitter, you don't have to worry about the runner. And that is the fine line that Mike Scioscia, the manager for the Angels, and Buddy Black, the pitching coach, have drawn with Kelvim.
Plenty to worry about with Chavez wielding the bat.
A lot of times young pitchers, especially when they're told you don't have a good enough move to first, you take too much time, they're going to run on you. They get so caught up in that, they eventually forget about making the pitch, which is what eventually is going to carry you in the big leagues. Making pitches.
This ball skipping in right center field. Chavez at it again. First and third, 2 out. In the bottom of the 5th inning here in Oakland. You know, Eric Chavez feels as though he let his team and this city down in last year's division series. Chavez was 1 out of 22 in that series against the Red Sox.
He actually heard from his family members and saying, hey, what's wrong with a fun-loving guy that just plays the game, relax and so forth? They say even in your face, we can tell that you're pressing too much.
Chavez and Tejada combining to go 3 for 45 in that series. And again, Chavez's chunk of that 1 out of 22. Obviously, he badly wants to get back there. It may actually be against the Boston Red Sox again, and try it out for round 2.
His strike zone doubled in the postseason.
Here is Durazo. Strike.
Durazo's a guy with very short arms, and he is able to just wait on the ball, but also with the short arms, very compact body, able to drive the ball the other way well. Kelvim really needs to keep the ball not on the same plane, but change from inside or outside, hard and soft against Durazo.
Tied him up right there, 0-2.
That's it. He started him away, and now he goes, as we'll take a look at it, inside. He's got him thinking away. Good execution right down there.
Do you double up inside now, or can you go away here?
I would go back inside. You have a little chance right here to throw something off the plate.
That one got a lot of the plate, and Durazo rams it foul.
That's it. 2 in a row right there. Now you have a chance to go soft away or even hard away. Durazo more aware of the pitch was coming this direction, so he's got his body set up, turning there. You see where Benji's glove is. That made the difference and why he didn't swing over that pitch.
Got him to pop it up. Anderson coming on. The right fielder Guerrero will step in front and make the catch. The A's have stranded 5 through 5, but they lead by 2.
These people are getting answers to the most important questions they'll ever ask. Questions about their health. They're finding those answers in a single place. WebMD. 16 million people come to WebMD every month. They find vital information that used to be scattered in 100 locations, now all in one place. The place America comes for healthcare answers. A place called WebMD.
Gotcha! Oh, that was a good one. Honey, did you get it?
What would you do on your own private island? Check your mail for the Capital One No Hassle Island Giveaway. You could instantly win your own island for one of hundreds of island getaways.
What's in your wallet? Cold hard fact. Other beers are heat pasteurized at 140 degrees. Coors Light is always frost brewed at an icy 34. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
Sports Illustrated has called Friday Night Lights one of the greatest sports stories ever told.
I'm gonna knock him out, and I'm gonna smile when I do it.
Now it's being called one of the greatest sports movies ever made. It's time. Friday Night Lights is unforgettable, poignant, and real.
That's what I'm talking about!
It will join Remember the Titans and Hoosiers as a sports classic.
Run, 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 run!
2 thumbs way up for Friday Night Lights. Rated PG-13 at theaters Friday.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful!
How much more can you take?
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
Alligators, ladies. Monday through Friday. You've got to face the fear.
That's what it takes.
5 days a week. Get your daily dose
That dude is hitting hard.
of Fear Factor.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
That was the craziest stuff I've ever done.
If the A's do not win this game today, they're eliminated. Barry Zito with a 1-hitter through 5 innings. We'll face 9-1-2 as we get to the 6th. Alfredo Amezaga taking up and away. Kelvim Escobar has pitched almost as well. But as we said right at the top, he has been the bad luck pitcher for these Anaheim Angels. There have been 10 times this year the Angels have been shut out. 5 times it's been in support of Kelvim Escobar.
When Kelvim right now knows that his job is to just keep the game within reach. The Angels have come from behind 44 times this year. He is hoping now by trying to get some runners on right here against Zito, they can come from behind again.
Amezaga forcing the bunt over to Hatterberg. 1 out. Now tomorrow, Fox NFL Sunday returns, starting with America's #1 pregame show. Then the Giants looking to win their 3rd straight, taking on a Packers team trying to avoid a 3rd straight loss. The Eagles play the Bears. Fox NFL Sunday tomorrow at noon Eastern at 9 a.m. Pacific. In a Fox Sports High Def, only on Fox.
Where's the Jeremy Shockey effect?
Yeah.
Huh? I don't hear anything about Jeremy Shockey.
I'm only worried about. I'm looking at the San Francisco Giants right now.
You think about those Giants?
They're up 2-0. That's the score here too. In that bizarre situation in Minnesota, the Twins, who have already wrapped up a trip to the postseason, a 5-5 tie through 11. That game had to be suspended so they could get the field ready, the Metrodome. So the Golden Gophers of Minnesota could take on the Nittany Lions of Penn State tonight.
Boy, they really got upended, didn't they? Angels need some base runners, make some things happen on the base paths.
Figgins takes up too high. And again, we don't know yet until the Minnesota Twins tell us if they're going to sweep the Cleveland Indians or not. We don't know who's the Yankees' first-round opponent yet.
They haven't called you yet?
Nobody's called me. 2-2 the count to Figgins.
Figgy doing what a leadoff hitter should be doing his 3rd time up. Seeing some pitches.
Whether it's the Angels or the A's coming out of the West, both those teams have a winning record against the Twins this year. So if it's identical records, the higher seed is out of the West. Now, we talked about the fall of the big 3. Hudson, Mulder, and Zito. In September, the ERA for those guys was up over 6. Here we are in October. Mulder, not good yesterday, was gone after 2 innings. Zito's been terrific. But now here's Figgins belting it into left field. That is the Angels' 2nd hit today.
That is a very good at bat by Sean Figgins. He got a hold of a nice pitch, able to stay back and drive it. And more importantly, right now he gives Zito something to think about on the base path because he has stolen 34. Look how nicely he stayed back and drove that ball.
Darren Erstad's batting average has fallen from the 3 teens into the 290s the last several weeks. But he too has a history of being a clutch performer.
And Ersty has been playing with a little bit of a stiff back, for which he sat a game. But there's no way you're talking Ersty into sitting in September. See Sean Figgins' numbers, trying to get a big lead out there, get some attention.
Well, Zito's pitch count always at issue. It's in the mid-90s right now.
I think more importantly for the hitters, they get to see him a 3rd time. They have an idea as to what he's getting them out with. And that's a nice swing right there by Ersty. But nonetheless, can't take away the fact that he has really thrown some quality pitches all afternoon. Much to Ken Mucka's delight.
Barry Zito getting that rep as the big game kind of pitcher his rookie year when he went into Yankee Stadium, a game the A's needed to win to force Game 5, and he won it, beating Mike Mussina.
Figgy still getting a read on Zito at first base. He can even spread out even more.
Vladimir,
big lead.
I'm sorry, host Vladimir Guerrero now on deck. As Erstad takes strike 2.
Right there, that pitch he took, he is looking for the curveball. Look at the way he took this pitch. He's waiting for that thing to go down. Nope.
Never did.
Stays at the same eye level.
Down the left field line. Burns. No play.
Boy, he was getting ready to just launch, wasn't he?
He was.
He was getting ready to time a jump.
He was going to spring in there with everything he had, but then he saw it was just too deep.
Watch him. He's getting ready, setting up the feet, and okay, out of reach.
No. So it stays 2-2 to Erstad. Guerrero on deck.
This is a huge game for the Angels, nonetheless. Take care of today, and they will clinch. Again, they will have to do it coming from behind. They have done it on many occasions this year. 44 times.
Left field, and this one is playable for Burns. He's got it. But now the showdown between Zito and Guerrero. Vlad Guerrero will be the tying man.
And these are the at-bats where Vladdy this past week has shown a lot more patience. And again, because he is not swinging as hard, thanks to a lot of the advice of Andres Galarraga, now his teammate. Well, Andres said, you don't have to swing that hard. You're strong enough already.
And he unloads into left center field. Caught, save back. Vladimir Guerrero ties it up. With that sweet, effortless swing you just mentioned, jumping on the first pitch. And here's Anaheim, 2-2 in the sixth.
This team has done it time and time again, especially this month. And nobody has taken it on his shoulders the way number 27 playing for the first time in meaningful games this late in the season. He is just thriving. Here's a nice effortless swing, nice control swing. Vladdy knows it. Very smart hitter. You know, Josh, and so much is talked about his natural ability, but Vladdy, when you talk hitting with him, will tell you what he saw in the National League, what tendencies he saw from certain pitchers, and he learned them in a second round, mostly around the American League.
We had mentioned earlier Barry Zito's most recent home runs were allowed to Eric Young, his first, Willie Bloomquist, his second. But Guerrero, number 39, and a 2-2 game here in Oakland.
Not only has Vladdy changed uniforms, but let's not forget he has changed leagues, and sometimes that adjustment is not that easy.
Loss will send one out of play. He was maybe the best kept secret in baseball when he was marooned in Montreal. Now he's in a place where, well, people speak Spanish as a second language instead of French as a first. He seems a lot more comfortable, and he is no longer a secret.
No way. Another guy that he just adored the city of Montreal. Also very saddened by the news of the Expos moving. But extremely happy with Artie Moreno making the effort to bring him aboard. He has definitely paid off. And I was saying, Josh, you know, just by talking to Mickey Hatcher, the batting instructor, for so many years, and why I expected to see more curveballs, both hits this inning on curveballs, because Mickey will go, remember, he will go to his bread and butter pitch, especially as he advances. That's on Zito.
And now Troy Gloss lifting one into left center field. Burns and Kotsay both on the move. It's Kotsay putting it away. Vladimir Guerrero buried one. It's 2-2.
If you talk on the phone as much as I... Hold on. Hello? Yeah. Can I call you back? Okay. The Singular has a plan. Mom? Hi. No way. Yeah. As I was saying.
At Singular, get our best deal ever. 1,000 nationwide anytime minutes, including rollover. Just $39.99. Hurry in and get a new Motorola camera phone.
I call it my... I gotta take this plan. Hey.
Only from Singular Wireless.
Everybody battle just got better. The Star Wars trilogy for the first time ever on DVD. Experience all 3 films in a whole new way. Own it today.
If a skateboard can have an active suspension, if a 60-foot fire engine can have rear-wheel steering, if a commercial airliner can check its own tire pressure, then why not your SUV? At GMC, our engineers don't just ask questions, they have answers. The GMC Yukon line of SUVs. Professional-grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
These people are getting answers to the most important questions they'll ever ask. Questions about their health. They're finding those answers in a single place. WebMD. 16 million people come to WebMD every month. They find vital information that used to be scattered in 100 locations, now all in one place. The place America comes for healthcare answers. A place called WebMD.
For the first time ever on DVD, see the Star Wars trilogy as you never have before. Includes all 3 classic films, digitally restored, plus a bonus 4th disc. Bring the Force to your DVD collection today.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Vladimir Guerrero looking first pitch curveball, got one and annihilated that first pitch curve from Mr. Zito. It's a 2-2 game. And the A's trying to get that lead back in the bottom of the 6th inning.
I was a teammate of Tony Gwynn back in 1991 with the Padres. We were facing Greg Harris, who had a big hook in a simulated game, Josh. And here I am, rookie. I'm swinging and missing, and just I can't hit the curveball, right? I can't hit the fastball. Tony goes, Jose, what is his best pitch? So the curveball will go up there and one at bat, look for it. Big difference. Vladdy did the same thing right here. He knew eventually he was going to see it curveball.
Boy, and was he ready for it too. Jermaine dives, smokes it in a left. So the A's attempting to grab that lead right back. Have a good start. Scott Hatteberg coming up next. Brendan Donnelly getting ready down there in the Anaheim pen.
This could easily be decided by both bullpens.
Kelvim, first baseman, Scott Hatteberg.
And the Angels are in good shape if that's the case. The A's, well, they acquired Octavio Dotel and thought that would solve their bullpen issues. It's gotten better as the year has gone along, but nothing has really been solved. Anaheim's just been incredible.
Cisco sets the pace.
Francisco Rodriguez in the 8th, Troy Percival in the 9th. Next year, Percival expected to be moving along, and it should well be K-Rod in the 9th next year. 2-0 the count to Hatteberg.
Very important right now for Kelvim Escobar. Just don't force it. Got to trust yourself. What has gotten you here? Right now, movement is more important than velocity. Trying to keep the ball down.
He's facing a guy in a 4 for 50 slump, and it was not put the ball past the infield today.
Lena wants to sink her away.
Wide at first. Scott Hatteberg always does make contact. That we know to be true. A higher percentage of his swings make contact than Ichiro's, which is really saying something.
That is hard to believe. How about Ichiro? 259 and counting.
And counting.
He is brilliant. What a great addition for baseball overall. Ichiro Suzuki with the Mariners.
And an 84-year-old record was broken last night.
Just as we've seen the borders expand, we will see more events like that transpiring.
Hatteberg makes contact, as we know he can do. Vladimir Guerrero locks up the baseball. We go to Jeannie Velasco for an update.
Taking it down to SoCal. Bay Area fans have seen this a few, 700 or so times, but not quite. Wasn't worth the run because Jason Worth grabbed it. Barry had to settle for a single, but pleased to look at the scoreboard and see his Giants are out front 2-zip.
The two Bay Area teams in contention. The Bay Area so hungry for a champion. And of course, regarding Southern California, the Angels and Dodgers both trying to get to the playoffs. It's never happened simultaneously.
43 years of history. And there's many people who would love to see a freeway series in Southern California.
Want to know the count to Damian Miller? He has walked, he has struck out.
Nice job, Benji Molina. Getting the idea that it's even more important to think about not catching that ball going on the dirt, but just trying to block it. Taking a good look. Benji, two-time Gold Glover. Fundamentally sound. Gets his body right in front of that ball. Doesn't try to catch it, just try to stop it.
Drops one into Miller. Does Kelvim Escobar.
Miller has grounded into 19 double plays.
This one's into right center. Anderson tracking it. Garrett Anderson cannot get it. Guerrero's got to pick it up on the track. Jermaine Dye being windmilled around third. X-Times relay. Safe!
Good piece of hitting. Another pitch that was elevated. Miller not sure by his reaction. Gary got to the ball, but also that bum knee, his left knee bothering him, does not allow him to have that type of balance to get to the ball that we see Garrett when he makes that play consistently. Nice evading tag right there by Jermaine Dye. Jermaine Dye really thinks that Anderson's going to catch that ball right there. And a very aggressive third base coach in Ron Washington never lets up.
Look at the slide by Dye. That'll do it for Escobar. The A's are back on top.
These people are getting answers to the most important questions they'll ever ask. Questions about their health. They're finding those answers in a single place. WebMD. 16 million people come to WebMD every month. They find vital information that used to be scattered in 100 locations, now all in one place. The place America comes for healthcare answers. A place called WebMD.
You never seem to win my romancing. The only time you hold me is when we're dancing. I don't know why I love you like I do. I don't know why, but I do.
Own the #1 DVD in the world, the Star Wars trilogy. Critics rave. Supreme films, supreme treatment, supreme extras. It's the best of the year. Own the Star Wars trilogy on DVD today.
Cold hard fact. Other beers are shipped warm in trucks. Coors Light is always shipped cold. Why? Because we know you love cold beer. Coors Light, the coldest tasting beer in the world.
It's all about the O. And the O is all about the codes. Sometimes it's all about the outdoors. It's all about the office. It's all about the home and books, music, and videos. Then again, on occasion, it's all about the gold. Save on thousands of products at Overstock.com. It's all about the O.
Back in Oakland, Brendan Donnelly now pitching to Bobby Crosby, who's just splintered his bat. The A's have just taken the lead at 3-2. Kelvim Escobar's 100th pitch ended up as a double by Damian Miller. And now here is Donnelly.
Donnelly has really improved as of late in his latest outings. His split finger really tumbling down. A lot of bite on his slider, making good use of his cut fastball.
Damian Miller leading off second base. Here's a guy that is playing with that banged up thumb. Kind of willing his way back in the lineup today. 13 for his previous 73 before that hit that breaks the 2-2 tie.
He stayed nicely inside out with that pitch.
And a healthy Garrett Anderson in center field. Maybe he's able to track that ball, Jose, but he made kind of an awkward tumble.
Boy, and even as Jermaine Dye, we pointed out, was getting towards second base. He knows Garrett well enough to know this guy will make this play. But sometimes it's that first step, only that first step, that will hurt you. And again, playing on that bat left knee was obvious.
He had 3 banged up baseball players on that play. Damian Miller hit it. Garrett Anderson tracked it. Jermaine Dye came around third base and scored. Brendan Donnelly himself has had injury issues this year. That shattered nose in spring training. He missed a couple of months.
That pushed him back a lot. And what happened is, in spring training, he tried coming back too early, and eventually pushed him back even more. But this guy was going through spring training routines in the middle of the season.
Rip and a miss, and down goes Crosby.
Right now is when, in my opinion, we have seen the best of Brendan Donnelly. Look at Damian Miller's reaction after he hits this. Oh, routine fly ball. Watch him. Oh, man, puts his head down. Oh, wait a minute. Here comes Garrett Anderson right after that ball. He was footing a little bit right there. Vladi right there, right behind Garrett. And Eckstein with a nice throw at home. And playing on the bat thumb or not, nice slide by Jermaine Dye.
Here is Marco Scudero. Well, we've seen that American flag in right center hit a couple of times now. Eric Chavez with a 2 RBI double. Damian Miller with the 1 RBI double. And that's the 3 Oakland runs today on those 2 hits.
And Ken Maka made an issue the other day of saying, oh, we broke the hits record for a year. We need runs.
There could be one right there. Vladimir Guerrero will not have a play on Miller. It's 4-2. It was remarkable to watch, you're right, Jose, because the A's have set that franchise record for hits in a season. Yet in the last 3 games, they were averaging 4 hits in each ballgame.
It's good hitting right there by Scudero. Playing off waivers from the Mets. I think the Mets would like to have him right now. The problems they've had at second base.
Or anybody. Here's Kotze, top of the order. Kotze slicing one near left. Riggs will put it away. And the A's, after allowing 2 in the top of the 6th, come right back with 2 in the bottom.
Get your daily dose of fear. Fear Factor 5 days a week.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
Who could erase our lives? Who could do that?
The #1 movie in America is The Forgotten.
Every memory gone.
It's chilling.
I remember.
The biggest jaw dropper since The Sixth Sense. The Forgotten. Rated PG. PG-13, now playing.
On the next Stargate SG-1.
Your world is facing an imminent threat.
SG-1 must stop a madman from controlling the universe
We don't stand a chance.
and enlist their worst enemies to help the cause.
Are you nuts? I believe it to be our only choice on the earth.
But will sabotage destroy any hope of victory?
You will be publicly executed.
Does it have to be publicly?
Richard Dean Anderson stars on the next Stargate SG-1.
Tonight at 11:30 on UPN 13. Prop 68 would expand commercial gambling to non-tribal land, creating huge Las Vegas-sized casinos near 200 schools and traffic-congested freeways in city and suburban neighborhoods. It's supported by card club owners and out-of-state horse racing interests. But 68 is opposed by police, firefighters, educators, and organizations and leaders throughout California. And now Governor Schwarzenegger agrees. Vote no on 68. The more you know about Prop 68, the less you'll like it.
What is inspiration? Can it be stylish at any speed? Yes. Can it make a small car exciting? For four? Why not? Can inspiration go well beyond the SUV? Yes. Or make 2 rows of seats disappear? Naturally. And is it possible to get all this inspiration without having to pay more? Absolutely. At your California Chrysler dealer. Chrysler. Inspiration comes standard.
When you buy a suit from us, we'll press it for free at any of our 500 locations. And if you travel a lot, that comes in handy.
Lifetime free pressing. Men's Warehouse.
You're gonna like the way you look. I guarantee it.
Get your daily dose of Fear Factor.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
Barry Zito suddenly is in position once again to win today. The 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. He will face Garrett Anderson. Anderson gives it a ride. Shielding his eyes, Kotze, 1 out. October means 8 teams, 1 champion. The race to the World Series is on. Catch all the action on Fox. And get all the info you need on MLB.com. Jose, we talked about the Bay Area starving for a champion. In the 70s, there were 6 major sports titles split between San Francisco and Oakland. 6 more in the 1980s. Thanks mostly to the 49ers. But since the Niners won a Super Bowl in 1995, there's been nothing but a few close calls around the Bay Area. Right now, you've got the A's close to getting to the playoffs. You've got the Giants leading 3-0 today, and they're getting close.
Boy, nobody's come closer than the A's 4 consecutive years. That divisional playoff.
Riggs fouls one. The A's have those elephants on their sleeves, but a monkey on their backs. 9 times they've been in a spot to win and move on to the ALCS from out of the ALDS. And they are 0-9 in those 9 games.
Interestingly enough, it's come down to a play or a slide or somebody not getting dirty.
Down and outside here.
Zito at 108 pitches, his high for this year, 125 September 12th against the Cleveland Indians. He won that game 1-0.
Yeah, shutout through 8 innings. Again, pop foul by Riggs. And again, you're seeing what has kind of plagued Zito this year. The inability to put guys away sometimes, and that pitch count floats up. There's no action in the bullpen right now as Zito approaches 110 pitches for the day.
Right now, Kev Mock is saying, it's in your hands. I trust you. You've done it before. And there's no tomorrow.
Jeannie Velasco standing by. We'll keep you current on what else is happening. It's been a big day today. The Cubs losing, and they're out.
Very unfortunate for Dusty and the boys. But you thought when the Garcia-Parra trade was made, they wanted to upgrade against Alex Gonzalez, who ends up going to the Expos and back to the Padres.
In play for Chavez. On the run. Got him. We go to Jeannie for a game break.
Well, we're going to Dodger Stadium. Marquise Grissom likes his former stomping grounds, the ex-Dodger. Already a 2-run single, and now a solo home run. He has put all the Giants' points on the board. 3-0 San Fran, top 7. And off the field, guys, Larry Bowa led the Phillies to winning records in 3 of his 4 seasons as manager. But the Phillies were expected to contend for a title. As a result, he has been fired.
Wow, thanks for the info, Jeannie. And boy, the Mets and the Phillies both out of that same division have managerial openings.
Really shocking about Art Howe. I don't think he was ever given the opportunity.
No, I'm with you. Former manager of the Oakland A's. Did he suddenly get stupid when he got to New York?
When you have guys that are not producing, you got Reyes hurt, the second baseman, you got Matsui not doing the job that he was expected to do. They traded for Hidalgo. And most of anything, Tommy Glavine, really after a solid start, but unable to hold that staff together. But it's not just Tommy Glavine, it was the whole staff.
1-1 to Eckstein. And he'll punch it in the right for dive. Barry Zito on line for the victory. But the Athletics need this afternoon.
Tools allow a man to make more tools. Take your standard toothbrush. A fine instrument all in itself, but when its days in the bathroom are over. Bingo. Reincarnation. That's contributing to the great circle of tools. That's living the high life.
Own the #1 DVD in the world, the Star Wars trilogy. Critics rave, supreme films, supreme treatment, supreme extras. It's the best of the year. Own the Star Wars trilogy on DVD today.
Now that I've tried Advil Liquid Gels, I know what Liquid Fast Relief really is. Advil Liquid Gels rush liquid relief right to my headache. They have real liquid inside. No other brand has that. No one. Advil Liquid Gels. Liquid Fast Headache Relief.
You never know who has the potential to achieve great things. So when it's time to refinance, AmeriQuest Mortgage will look at more than just your credit score. AmeriQuest, the company that knows you are more. And proud sponsor of baseball in homes everywhere.
This fall, Bristol-Myers Squibb, the cancer community, and I will come together for a very special campaign called the Bristol-Myers Squibb Tour of Hope.
At Bristol-Myers Squibb, the race against disease never stops. This October, we bring that race out on the road to raise awareness about cancer research and the importance of clinical trials. Follow the Bristol-Myers Squibb Tour of Hope team and Lance Armstrong in this historic ride.
Hope, triumph, and the miracle of medicine. Bristol-Myers Squibb Company.
Today's game on Fox brought to you by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life. And by AmeriQuest Mortgage, the company that knows you are more. Z for Zito. Trying to get them the W that will make tomorrow the most meaningful game of the year for both these teams. Eric Burns with a bunt foul against Brendan Donnelly. It is 4-2 Athletics. They have held the Angels to 2 runs on 3 hits. And by they, I mean Barry Zito.
It's been a one-man army today for the Angels. And the Angels hitters. I would definitely, Josh, bring him back out.
Yeah, the A's have Jim Messier getting loose in the bullpen right now. It's 8-9-1 in the order for the Angels coming up in the 8th inning. 114 pitches. You mentioned Zito has been as high recently as 125.
And recently is a big word. Still fresh.
Burns lunging at one. He pops it near third base. Folks are invited to tune in to Fox NFL Sunday tomorrow. An exclusive sneak preview of Universal Pictures Friday Night Lights. Opening nationwide next Friday, October 8th. Can't wait for that. You know, back in Texas, where those Friday night lights burn the brightest, high school football is such a big deal. Those Texas Rangers took the spotlight off of high school football, and even the Cowboys a little bit. They were right in this thing until earlier this week. The Angels knocked him out. What was essentially a 3-team round robin down the stretch. These are the two survivors on your TV screen today, Anaheim and Oakland. Popped foul by Chavez, who has had a big afternoon. 2 hits and a walk. Oakland retaking the lead with 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Now trying to pad the lead in the bottom of the 7th. Boy,
as we talk about, sorry, Josh, about managerial openings, Joel Madden, this man right there, is truly a candidate. He came close with the Boston Red Sox. Very capable man, enthusiastic, very positive. We will love to see him get a big league job as a manager.
Joe Madden was the one that introduced the 16 category chart of what he calls little things, drawing a walk after falling behind 0-2. One stat he calls a keep alive, which is getting on base after the man in front of you has made an out.
These are not computerized terms either. These are real facts.
Chavez down on strikes, and we go to Jeannie Zalasko.
Well, Joe Torre said he would be hard-pressed to keep Jason Giambi off the Yankee postseason roster, and now Kevin Brown has made a pretty good case for the same treatment. 5 innings, 1 hit in Toronto, 73 pitches, 41 of them strikes. Remember, a week ago, he couldn't get out of the first inning. Looking good today. Not looking good in Minnesota. Time constraints. Seems the Golden Gophers needed the field, so they suspended play in the 11th. Tied at 5. They'll pick it up tomorrow. Yikes. A lot at stake, like home field advantage for Minnesota.
Half expected to see Bob Watson out there like in the Bad News Bears movie. Let them play.
Get the crowd
involved. Let them play. I'll let the kids play. Here is Durazo, 0 for 3.
There's a situation that affects your pitching staff and your bullpen.
Donnelly runs it to 2-0. Now, speaking of the Bad News Bears, the A's did a pretty fair country impression of that. The first 2 innings, a couple of errors. Damian Miller dropping a pop-up that was not scored in error. The Angels were granted some opportunities, but they did not cash in. And as you look back at this game, that kind of stands out right now. 4-2 Oakland. They got the 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th. At the bottom of your screen, that's what it's all about. The A's need the win today and then again tomorrow. First team to 92 wins out of the West goes to the postseason on Fox. Smashed by Durazo, foul.
There's a first time all season, Josh, and we have been able to put a number on it.
Right.
Yeah. You start the season saying, well, 95 is going to do it. We don't know. 90? Who knows? But I think the biggest surprise was the Texas Rangers, who, in my opinion, I mean, I think they might be a year ahead of where they thought they were going to be, but nonetheless, this successful year they had serves as a taste to these young players they have as to what it's about.
And Buck Showalter has got to be manager of the year.
Mike Scioscia, Angels manager, already said it's a no-brainer.
Durazo down on strike, so Brendan Donnelly keeps the Angels in it. We go to the 8th. Will it be Zito or Messier?
Sports Illustrated has called Friday Night Lights one of the greatest sports stories ever told.
I'm gonna knock him out, and I'm gonna smile when I do it.
Now it's being called one of the greatest sports movies ever made. It's time. Friday Night Lights is unforgettable, poignant, and real.
That's what I'm talking about!
It will join Remember the Titans and Hoosiers as a sports classic.
Run, 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 run!
2 thumbs way up for Friday Night Lights. Rated PG-13 at theaters Friday.
Kodiak 450 automatic 4x4 from Yamaha. Now get a $400 worn winch for just $69.95 on select models.
For a limited time, get our best deal ever. 1,000 nationwide anytime minutes for just $39.99. Plus rollover, only from Singular. You can look around all you want. You won't find a better deal anywhere. But this deal won't be around forever, so don't look too long. Now get this new Motorola camera phone for just $49.99 after rebate. But hurry, this offer ends soon. 1,000 nationwide anytime minutes with rollover, only from Singular Wireless.
16 million people will come to WebMD this month. Some will learn about a condition or a diagnosis. Others will chat with experts. Many will simply decide when to visit a doctor. We'll help them all to navigate WebMD's wealth of medically reviewed information to find exactly what they need. Americans may have thousands of different questions about their health, but now they have a single place to find the answers.
Get your daily dose of fear. Fear Factor, 5 days a week.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13. Rick Garcia, weeknights on UPN 13 News at 11 p.m.
It is Jim Messier on the mound for the Oakland A's. 8th inning underway with strike one. The Athletics in front 4-2. Barry Zito trying to get to 12-11 for the season. In a game that the A's need to win if tomorrow is going to mean anything at all.
This might be what the Angels needed. Get in that bullpen.
The Angels bullpen, we've talked about it, has been more solid than the Athletics. Benji Molina. Then it would appear to be Curtis Pride next. Pride a lefty. They've got a lefty loosening in the bullpen to the A's right now. Ricardo Rincon.
This here throws a fastball, throws slider, and that screwball against righters or lefties. Very effective pitch.
And Molina chops it foul.
There it is right there.
Boy, after getting absolutely embarrassed here at home yesterday, 10-0. The A's up 4-2 in the 8th inning today. And so far so good for Northern California against Southern California on this key final regular season weekend.
Both sides. San Francisco leading LA 3-0 in the 7th inning.
There's a base hit by Molina into left field.
Expect to see a pinch runner right here for Benji.
Josh Paul, also a catcher, but runs a lot better. And the tying man will come to the plate in the person of Curtis Pride.
Running for Molina at first base, number 8.
Well, the Angels had had only 3 hits all day off Barry Zito. In comes Messier. Benji Molina with a base hit into left.
Benji has a nice soft approach at home plate, keeps his hands back, battled a tough pitch which he fouled off, and eventually got something he could handle. Hits it on the ground. Needs some base runners. They got one.
Curtis Pride takes outside. He had the huge late inning hit in Arlington, Texas this past week, back on Wednesday. 9th inning, 2 out. And he smashed it off the center field wall to send that game to extra innings.
And that at bat got Curtis Pride this one right here.
Off speed, a strike.
Put a blast against the center field wall against Francisco Cordero. Wednesday in Arlington.
Pride fouls it. Josh Paul, we mentioned pinch running for Benji Molina. Sounds of the game.
Hey, do what you can do. That's all you can do.
Hanging tough against a tough right-hander.
Nice adjustment, spreading out up in the box.
Angels' pride becomes a first out here in the 8th inning.
Just totally frozen. Ran that two-seam fastball off the plate into the inner corner. Just snipped that flag.
Back to the top of the order, Sean Figgins, who has a 9-game hitting streak going. And after Figgins, the thump in the order: Erstad, Guerrero, Gloss, and Anderson.
Figgins had a great at-bat in the 6th inning against Barry Zito, which turned into a run because he worked the count well and eventually got him to hang a curveball to Vladimir Guerrero for the home run.
That is the only scoring for the Angels today, that 2-out, 2-run homer by Guerrero. And the A's came immediately back in the bottom of the 6th. RBI double from Miller, RBI single from Scutaro. Two guys who have been terrible lately with runners on base and with runners in scoring position.
Scutaro just found a way to make some contact against Donnelly. A good pitch away.
This ball is going to find left center field. 2 men on, 1 man out. And the left-hand swinging Darren Erstad coming up.
Nice controlled swing. That's what we call it, because he sets back, lands early, and keeps that line straight as to where the ball's going to make contact with the bat.
Ken Mock has got Ricardo Rincon good to go. Erstad 2 of 12 lifetime against him. And that will be the call. The veteran Rincon to face Erstad in a 4-2 game.
As any military man worth his salt will tell you, the choice of artillery will vary from operation to operation. Consider a daylight maneuver with a strong civilian presence. Here you'll find the manual calls for a lighter ordnance. Mission accomplished. Sometimes the light way is the right way to live the high life.
You never know who has the potential to achieve great things. So when it's time to refinance, AmeriQuest Mortgage will look at more than just your credit score. AmeriQuest, the company that knows you are more. And proud sponsor of baseball in homes everywhere.
Drink, drink, drink. Blue eyes that are bright as stars when they're shining on me. Drink, drink, drink. Tulips that are red and sweet as the fruit on the tree. Drink, drink,
Drink to your health, because the more water you drink, the better you feel. So make your body happy. Drink more water. Aquafina.
I always said I was going to be playing professional baseball. That's all I ever talked about. The thing that means the most to me is I want to be remembered as a Yankee. You either love us or hate us. I enjoy playing at home in front of the greatest fans in the world. And I also enjoy going on the road, people booing us and hating us. The bottom line is when you compete, you want to win. I live for this.
October, 8 teams, 1 champion. Watch the World Series on Fox. Don't miss it.
It is Ricardo Rincon coming out of the bullpen now. Jim Messier gave up a couple of singles, got only 1 out. And Darren Erstad at the plate, a 4-2 A's lead in the 8th. If Oakland loses this lead and loses this game, their season is done. The Angels will have wrapped things up in the West. Erstad slugs one. The first pitch he sees is into right field, and it is high up off the wall. Paul has scored. Figgins motoring to the plate. It's a 4-4 tie here in Oakland.
Ricardo Rincon came to pitch against the Angels was in the same situation. He came in to face Garrett Anderson, and guess what? He gave up an RBI double. And it was the situation in which Jose Guillen got pinch hit for. Ersty takes all that homework and knows he's going to try to get ahead with a fastball. He just misses a 3-run homer and makes the most out of a pitch that he should have handled well, and he did.
They're going to intentionally walk Vladimir Guerrero now, as you see that Anaheim bench react.
This team believes, and if you have outs left, outs are called opportunities left also.
It's one of the things we mentioned right off the top of this broadcast. The A's have had a suspect bullpen. And I'm wondering, Jose, if Ken Maka is going to have to stand there and answer questions today about why he didn't stay with Barry Zito. 114 pitches. That's a lot. But in this, the penultimate game, the game that you have to have, did he take Zito out just a little bit too soon?
In this situation, the answer is yes. And the answer is, if you and I were talking, with 125 pitches just a couple of starts ago, he can't think about tomorrow. Barry Zito was his best option. And again, for the Angels, thankfully, it has turned out so far that it has worked out against the A's bullpen.
Troy Gloss is coming up. Chad Bradford is ready for him. Darren Erstad ties it here. 4-4 in Oakland.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful!
How much more can you take?
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Alligators, ladies.
Monday through Friday. You've got to face the fear.
You have what it takes.
5 days a week. Get your daily dose.
That dude is hitting hard.
Of Fear Factor.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
That was the craziest stuff I've ever done.
And now, the good word on the second time around. Critics say it's smart and funny with sexy sophistication. But when you remarry your ex, there's a bad word you should not mention.
Prenup? For who, us?
Guess where he's sleeping? Get it on Monday at 9:30 on UPN 13.
Get your daily dose of fear.
I can't do it!
Fear Factor 5 days a week.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13. For attorney Kevin Hill, inheriting a baby is tough, but defending this rock star is impossible.
They'll take Paige away from you permanently.
You know it's best because you've been a father for about a minute.
Gina Gershon guest stars in the new series called One of the Season's Best.
Come on now, this is what I do.
Get it on Wednesday at 9 on UPN 13. So many laughs, so little time. Half hour, give me half hour. Okay, Jerry, you got it. Get it on weeknights at 7:30 on UPN 13.
Have you got what it takes?
Watch Fear Factor 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Get your daily dose of fear.
Beautiful!
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13. Veronica Mars had the perfect life until her best friend's murder changed everything. It's the new drama critics say could be the next Buffy the Vampire Slayer. USA Today puts it on the fall's best of the best list. And TV Guide says has cult favorite written all over it.
I'm gonna nail that sucker.
Get it on Tuesday at 9 on UPN 13.
It is not Chad Bradford, but the closer, Octavio Dotel. He is on here in the 8th. Needing to close out the 8th inning to keep the Angels from taking the lead, I guess, is where Ken Maka is going with this, Jose. Dotel has never faced Gloss. He will have that opportunity now. 2 men on, 1 man out, 2 men in.
Last time Gloss faced a premier closer happened over in Arlington with the big 2-run homer against Francisco Cordero.
To end the Rangers season. Now Bradford was up warming alongside of Dotel, and I think it's curious, Jose, on the one hand Ken Maka was not willing to say, hey, let's go pedal to the floor here, let's get everything we can out of Barry Zito. They went to the bullpen to start the inning, but here on the other hand they are willing to stretch out Dotel,
who's pitching with a tender elbow.
And Gloss hammers it left field. Eric Burns to the track, and he's got it. Yeah, Dotel, at this point, you don't figure he can get more than, say, 20, 25 pitches without that elbow barking at him.
And at this time, he's looking for, hopefully, for him, an inning in 2/3 at this point. He was hesitant just a few days ago to bring him to protect the lead against Seattle because of the same situation. But right now, Dotel represents for him the best option.
The second guessers will say, I'm sure Zito was the best option to start the inning. So they err on the side of caution with Zito, but pretty much let it all hang out here with Dotel.
Angels take a lot of credit, take advantage of those pitches. The pitches that Zito didn't make over the plate. Got Messina, he couldn't get away Molina with 2 strikes. A good pitch to Pride, and then Figgins with another good at bat. 2 consecutive good at bats for Figgins. 2 consecutive at bats in which he scored runs.
Garrett Anderson 1 for 3. Ground ball right side, base hit. Jermaine Dye is up with it. And the Angels have taken the lead.
Just a never say die attitude. Dotel had been tough on the Angels all season since coming over from Houston, but what happens here is Mr. Consistency. Garrett Anderson playing on the bad knee. He wants to play. There's no doubt in anybody's mind. The true leaders have showed up. Zito saying once again, the bullpen unable to hold it.
Jeff Devannon will pinch hit first and third. Zito had allowed 3 hits in 7 innings and was on line for his 12th win of the year. But now the bullpen has allowed 3 in the 8th inning. The Angels looking for more. Boy, a clutch hit from Garrett Anderson. Another of the Angels playing hurt.
Game 7, World Series 0-2. Came up huge. A big 3-run double. GA does it again.
Strike 3. Too little, too late. The Angels with a 3-run top of the 8th inning. It is 5-4 in Oakland.
It's a long way from here to the 19th hole. A wise man provisions himself accordingly. That's the spirit. You can always borrow a ball. Yes, sir. Good thing there's a lightweight to live the high life.
You have reached the county clerk. For a business license, please press 1 now. For a fishing license, press 2 now. For a fishing license, press 2 now. For a fishing license, press 2 now. Please hold. Ingrid, the queen of hearts. Knowing it ain't really smart.
Sometimes a small business owner needs to talk to a real person.
Anything for you.
The City Business Card, with real live small business specialists on the phone. That's a card you can count on.
At last, the Star Wars trilogy has arrived on DVD for the first time.
I got it! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
Share the greatest saga of all time with your family. Includes all 3 classic films, digitally restored and remastered.
Wonderful!
Plus a bonus 4th disc with over 4 hours of special features everyone will love.
Use the Force.
The Star Wars trilogy. Bring the Force to your family's DVD collection today.
Today's game on Fox brought to you by Miller High Life. To live simply, proudly, boldly, manly. This is the High Life. by City Business with real live small business specialists on the phone. That's the card you can count on. By GMC, we are professional grade. And by Star Wars Trilogy, for the first time on DVD. Own it today. All kinds of changes for the Anaheim Angels now that they've taken a 5-4 lead. Shane Halter into the game to play third. Jeff Devaney will take over in left field. Josh Paul stays in the game to catch. And the most important guy of all out there on the mound right now, that is K-Rod, Francisco Rodriguez.
Electric stuff, fastball 94-95, slider, and also a slurve. Everything hard.
Yes, it is. And Jermaine Dye is a believer in that electricity you speak of. 1 of 8 lifetime against him. But then again, we had mentioned Darren Erstad, 2 of 12 lifetime against Ricardo Rincon. And the first pitch he saw, he put it high off the wall in right to change this game.
Frankie sometimes will throw a sweeping slider that'll cut across the plate. Other times, he'll take something off of it just to throw it for a strike. He doesn't like to call it a curveball, but there's something in between there. More of a slurve.
Whatever it is nasty. Zigzagging up there to Dye.
He threw it right there. One thing with Frankie is he gets very energetic on the mound. As of late, sometimes he's told me I have to really pay attention to my mechanics and not so much what I'm trying to do with my hands, but just make sure I'm pushing off well. He tends to fly off too much sometimes.
Opens up 3-1. After Dye, it's Hatteberg. And, you know, Miller would bat third in this inning, Jose. You and I were watching him catch the warm-up pitches from Dotel. And it looked like that thumb was really giving him an issue.
That last pitch Dotel threw warming up, he took his glove up and said, wow, that hurt.
Into foul ground. Erstad is over and then into the dugout. What'd you say about him going all out?
Oh, come on. You know, and he doesn't like people using that football mentality deal, but he goes, no, that's just the way I play. I was playing ping pong with my brothers over in North Dakota growing up. I wanted to win in a bad way, and his parents describe him the same way. This guy plays with one thing in mind: play, win.
Jim Edmonds used to say about him, he plays every game like it's the only game being played all week. Like football.
It rubs off on his teammates, trust me.
Upstairs, the tying man is on for Oakland.
All ready. First baseman, Scott Everett.
Scott Hatteberg has never had a hit against K-Rod. 0 for 8. Halter in thinking about the bunt, which does not appear to be coming.
Not a team to believe so much in small ball. Hatteberg, a good contact hitter. Rodriguez, a strikeout pitcher. Hatteberg, a guy that does not strike out a whole lot.
I'm wondering, Jose, if part of the non-bunting strategy here is that you've already got Dotel in the game. If you're playing for the tie right now, you don't figure to have Dotel into a 10th inning if you actually end up going there.
Ken Mock is thinking more, I want Dotel with a lead.
Hatteberg, a guy that can hit it out.
Angels looking for double play.
Against Rodriguez and against Percival. Again, in the past, it has not gone real well. That's not just the Azo, that's everybody. Sliced out of play, 2-2. 95 miles an hour from Francisco Rodriguez.
As we see him trying to find himself here mechanically, he will go more to his fastball. Now, his neutralizing pitch obviously is his magnificent slider, which is just as efficient against lefties and against righties. We all know it. Righties hit 128 against Francisco this year.
Scott Hanneberg, one of the toughest in baseball to strike out, has just struck out. Fans at home are currently voting on these plays of today's game to select the singular play of the game. Fans can vote on singular phones by text messaging play to 445 or by logging on to foxsports.com, keyword play. Billy McMillan will pinch hit. And we had talked about Damian Miller with that sore thumb. I think also what you mentioned, Jose, get a lefty up there instead of a righty. McMillan, one of very few that's had success against K-Rod in the past. 2 for 3 with a double and a home run.
Just a guy that really keeps the bat flat through the strike zone. He's got good hands to hit with. Very hard to get him off balance. He had a pretty good idea of the strike zone. Have to be aggressive with him. Quality pitches.
How's that for quality?
Love that. Outer half running away low. Give your infielders. Now with your new infield, we got Figgins at second, Halter at third. An opportunity to make the plays behind him.
On that one, but Billy McMillan had the patience to let it go by.
Sometimes you see McMillan with his body out front, but the key is his hands. They're very loose on the bat. He is able to stop it on time. Francisco is hoping that he gets on top of something right here and could ground it out to one of his infielders.
Has played a near flawless defense today. The only issue at all, I guess, was Garrett Anderson tumbling after that fly ball in right center field that led to a run.
And we go back to the same thing, Raj. Pitch count. Those couple foul balls that weren't caught for Barry Zito.
Yeah, great point. They figured 114, that's enough. And he was out after 7, was Barry Zito.
Good job by Francisco right there. The pitch before this on a foul ball by McMillan, Jermaine Dye had jumped out early on his secondary lead. If Francisco would have just held the ball longer, he had him at first.
Strikeouts. And let's break it down pitch by pitch with McMillan.
Francisco in his own style. He does not have to change much. Was a righty or a lefty. Goes with a fastball away. Repeats the same pitch. Now he shows him something different and goes for the fastball away again. He's trying to just set him up for that pitch right there. He had McMillan keyed on the fact that Frankie was going to go away again. Frozen.
Bobby Crosby does have a big hit this year against Francisco Rodriguez. There was a 2 RBI 8th inning double.
Clearly remember that. He got on top of a slider.
Crosby said after the game, I can't believe I made contact against this guy.
Ask him what he was looking for.
No contact yet. 1-1 as it scrapes the outside corner.
You hope that Frankie remembers that at bat. Trust me, pitchers do. with Crosby in this situation, you have to stay middle away. I mentioned early in the broadcast the fact that this guy's very top hand oriented. It's hard to pull that pitch away with power.
Crosby has been slumping for a while. 5 for his last 46, but some of those hits have been huge. We talked about the games that the A's were able to win against Seattle right before this series. They were both a function of big hits late from Crosby.
It's been fun watching him play all year. He's got the bloodlines. His father Ed, former big league player.
Crosby rolls his eyes as he steps out of the box. He's down 1-2.
Frankie right now is doing exactly what Josh Powell, his catcher. He follows him straight in. Much better mechanics than early in the inning when he started against Jermaine Dye. He's not flying off as much with that front shoulder. He's following the pitch much better.
Dye on the move, and that ball way outside. Jermaine Dye is going to trot into second base. Just his 4th steal of the year, and that's huge. A base hit like Crosby now will tie this game.
Well, a team that doesn't run a whole lot, they picked the right pitch because they anticipated a slider. They got the slider. Tough for the catcher to handle. Right there, Jermaine Dye, because he had been doing a good job getting a lead. Gets to second base fairly easy. Josh Powell with a visit to Francisco. Changed the pattern on the signs with a man on second. He definitely had Crosby looking cider right there, the way he took that pitch.
The side.
If a concert hall can be acoustically tuned, if a 60,000-seat stadium can have a retractable roof, if an 80-ton bullet train can glide on air, why not your SUV? At GMC, our engineers don't just ask questions, they have answers. The GMC Envoy line of SUVs, professional-grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
People everywhere are experiencing a breakthrough. Fullness from a value menu.
He was fine, and then he just stopped eating.
This man is completely full. What was he eating?
The spicy chicken burrito.
He kept going, sound. Are you sure? And fullness off a value menu?
It's the new Big Bell Value Menu, featuring the spicy chicken burrito with shredded chicken simmered in authentic Mexican spices. To keep your stomach and your wallet full, think outside the bun.
For the first time ever on DVD, see the Star Wars trilogy as you never have before. Includes all 3 classic films, digitally restored, plus a bonus 4th disc. Bring the Force to your DVD collection today.
Priceline is totally different.
Expedia wanted $118 a night. I paid $60.
$60 less than Travelocity.
Priceline has the guaranteed best prices at top-of-the-line hotels.
$70 less than at Expedia.
Save up to 40% off other leading online sites.
Everybody's doing it.
You choose the price, neighborhood, and a 2, 3, or 4-star hotel, and they'll find it.
Why pay more for the exact same room?
It's like a free upgrade.
Top of the line, guaranteed best price. Priceline Hotel.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful!
How much more can you take?
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Alligators, ladies.
Monday through Friday. You've got to face the fear.
That's what it takes.
5 days a week. Get your daily dose.
That dude is hitting hard.
Of Fear Factor.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
That was the craziest stuff
Underway in the 9th inning, the Angels with a stunning 3-run 8th inning rally. They've got a 5-4 lead. And if they win today, they're the champions of the AL West. I'm sure what a lot of people around Oakland will be talking about is the decision to remove Barry Zito after 7 innings, 114 pitches. That's a total he had reached in 6 of his prior 11 outings and surpassed, as a matter of fact, in 5 of his prior 11. As Eckstein is down on strikes.
And as we see Zito pumping his teammates over there in the dugout, you know, inside of him, he knew he had something left.
The A's bullpen could not hold it for Zito.
A little history here with the Angels that could repeat itself. 1982, they clinched their 2nd Western Division title. Which day? October 2nd on game number 161.
And that's where we are today.
Right there.
The Angels trying to make it 7-1 in their last 8 games. Dotel DePaul inside.
Ricky Rincon just pondering, what if I would have gone with a slider against Darren Erstad?
Erstad jumping on the first pitch he saw, rammed it off the top of the wall in right center. Biggest hit of the game, perhaps. The Angels have not won the West since 1986. Of course, they won the World Series a couple of years ago, but they did it as a wild card.
You know, I talked about preparation and just being able to transfer information from batting coach Mickey Hatcher to home plate, Josh. That is why we saw Erstad swinging at the first pitch he could handle. Mickey says be aggressive. There's situations in the game that dictate, do you have to go up there and hack?
Third baseman Curtis Pride.
Setting it up for the closer, Troy Percival, who recorded the final out of that 2002 World Series that you saw on Fox. A Bay Area team letting it slip away late. That was the Giants. And that would tell the tale here out of the AL West. The Oakland A's, the Bay Area team in question. They had it. Now they'll need to rally.
And it's going to have to go through Percy.
Correction, ladies and gentlemen, the batter is number 18, Shane Halter.
Now the Oakland A's have spent 55 of the last 57 days in first place, Hose. But it could end up that the Angels overtake them right at the end. And they will represent what has been a very competitive division, this American League West.
They will have their 9th spot coming up, 9-1-2 in Scudero, Kotsay, and Burns. Nonetheless, you got to get those last 3 out.
And obviously Dotel would do well to hold it here at 5-4. Facing the bottom of the order, he has already walked 1. Halter's first at bat. The A's have shown a comeback ability today already. When the Angels struck for 2 in the top of the 6th, they came right back with 2 in the bottom. Runner goes. And the throw by Adam Melhuse sails. So the stolen base, making it a runner in scoring position and just 1 out.
Mike Scioscia is not going to just be happy with a 1-run lead. He's going to try to create situations. Good pitch to run on. Ball sailing off the hand of Adam Melhuse. And with a new catcher coming in, you know, the biggest test right now becomes that first guy that takes off on you and you try to rush your delivery towards second base.
The Angels coined the phrase in 2002, jug runs, going for the jugular runs, the ones that put the game away. That's what they're looking for here. Halter, however, down on strikes.
Really overmatched right there by Octavio Dotel, even though it seems like Dotel, Josh, by the way I saw him warming up, it seemed like he was pushing the ball more than that free arm we've seen in the past and the ball flying out of his hand. still has a lot of life in it.
Dotel was called on earlier than he's used to. Came on with 1 out in the 8th. Figgins loops it into left center. Kotze on the move, and Burns is there for an awkward basket catch to keep it 5-4 and give the A's a chance.
Beautiful! How much more can you take?
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Alligators, ladies.
Monday through Friday. You've got to face the fear.
That's what it takes.
5 days a week. Get your daily dose
That dude is hitting hard.
of Fear Factor.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
That was the craziest stuff I've ever done.
And now, the good word on the second time around. Critics say it's smart and funny with sexy sophistication. But when you remarry your ex, there's a bad word you should not mention.
Prenup? For who, us?
Guess where he's sleeping? Get it on Monday at 9:30 on UPN 13.
Get your daily dose of fear.
I can't do it!
Fear Factor 5 days a week.
Weekdays at 5 on UPN 13.
For attorney Kevin Hill, inheriting a baby is tough, but defending this rock star is impossible.
They'll take Paige away from you permanently.
You know it's best because you've been a father for about a minute.
Gina Gershon guest stars in the new series called One of the Season's Best.
Come on now, this is what I do.
Get it on Wednesday at 9 on UPN 13.
Here are the results of the singular play of the game voting. Vladimir Guerrero hammered that 2-run home run off Barry Zito. The only 2 runs that Barry Zito allowed today. Garrett Anderson stands to have the game-winning single if Troy Percival can hold the lead. So it comes to this. It is Percival, the longtime closer of the Angels, knowing that he could be towards the end of his Angels career. Vladimir Guerrero, as we mentioned, got the Angels on the board. That was in the 6th. And after a big Darren Erstad, a 2 RBI double, Garrett Anderson with a single made it 5-4, and here now is Percival.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please. Leading off for Oakland, maintaining for second baseman, marked with a shooter roll, number 2, Mark McLemore.
Mark McLemore will turn 40 years old on Monday. He will either be back home in Texas or possibly getting ready for the playoffs. And he is pinch hitting against Troy Percival. McLemore a career 0 for 10 against Percival, yet he's pinch hitting. A veteran option. They go to him. Over the last 6 weeks, Troy Percival has been outstanding. If he can pitch a 1-inning shutout right here, then the Angels will have the AL West. Down the left field line, heading towards the corner. And the sliding catch made over there by Devannon. The Angels defense has been solid. Not just this afternoon, but all season.
Mark Kotze.
Now the top of the order, Mark Kotze, 1 for 4. strikes. Now the count to Kotze. And again, the Angels in position to win it. Garrett Anderson playing hurt. With a ground ball single in right. Jose Mota has gone downstairs getting ready for what could be the celebration in the visiting clubhouse. Pegged foul. Kotze hangs around. And it's interesting, if Kotze, or for that matter Eric Burns, can get on, it would fall in the lap of Eric Chavez. We've talked about Chavez feeling the responsibility to steer the A's back in the playoffs so they can finally actually do something in the playoffs for these fans. Kelvim Escobar went 5 1/3 for Anaheim. Then it was Brendan Donnelly and a very effective inning from Francisco Rodriguez. Towards left field, Jeff DeVannen for out number 2. Eric Burns represents the last chance for the Oakland A's in 2004.
Eric Burns.
We'd like to welcome those of you watching the other Northern California against Southern California matchup. Right here, the Angels and the A's. And Eric Burns will drive it to left. But the Anaheim Angels have won the West. Saves it in the 9th inning. And the Angels, who had trailed 4-2 in the 8th, stunned the Oakland bullpen with 3 runs in that 8th inning. They hang on and win it 5-4. They're the champions of the American League West. The A's, who had been in first place 55 of the last 57 days, will finish in 2nd place.
Game time is 1:05.
And that acronym that was on their chalkboard, WOGH, winner go home. Well, they're going home. It is the Anaheim Angels that will move on with a gritty come-from-behind effort here on the road. Their first AL West title since 1986. They end by winning 7 of 8. And they can take it easy tomorrow. It never did get to Chavez.
He said he'd let me know and let you guys know.
Barry Zito had a 3-hitter going through 7 innings, and at 114 pitches he came out at the start of the 8th. The bullpen could not hold it. And the A's, who have been in the postseason each of the last 4 years, they are not going in 2004. Anaheim's owner, Artie Moreno, on the field joining in the celebration. He put his money where his mouth was. And this team has responded. The suspension of Jose Guillen didn't matter a whit. Jose Mota is downstairs. Let's see if we can catch up with Jose.
Thanks a lot, Josh. Well, Kelvim Escobar is with us as you see the celebration here. The guys enter the clubhouse. Kelvim, actually, you were dreaming of a situation like this, your first time with the Angels. What has happened here, man?
Hey, this is great because everything we went through during the season, and I'm very happy. I'm very happy. We went through a tough time, and we kept our head up and keep working hard, and that's why we're here now.
Talk about Mike Scioscia's leadership and going through the grind. You talk about the suspension of Jose again and the injuries. It has not been an easy year, but what a result.
It hasn't been easy, but we had a lot of guys backing it up, and everybody's done the job, and that's why we won the division.
Thank you very much, Kelvin.
Thank you.
Well, you can see what's going on down here, guys. It's Benji Molina here with Fox Live. Benji, thank you so much. Now you stopped by. A big hit leading up against the bullpen. Did you think getting Zito out of there was going to be key today?
I think so. He was on today. He was throwing perfect. He was doing everything he could to win. We got him out of there. We just got to get something going, and we did.
Thank you so much, Benji. Good luck.
Thank you.
Back to you, Josh.
All right, Jose, thank you. Congratulations to the Anaheim Angels. They have won the AL West. They have surged to the finish line here. And the Oakland A's have stumbled at the end. The A's had leads of 2-0 and 4-2 today, but the Angels with that 3-run 8th inning. Barry Zito pitched a beautiful ball game. 7 innings, 3 hits. But then the bullpen allowed hits to some of the 2002 World Series heroes. Matter of fact, Darren Erstad, the 2 RBI double. Garrett Anderson, the game-winning RBI 2-out single. And it is starting to feel quite a bit like 2002 when the Angels won it all. They too surged towards the end. They had a lights-out bullpen. They had timely hitting. That storm may be assembling again on the horizon. Brendan Donnelly wins it in relief. Troy Percival knocks down the save. And at a very tough place to win. The Angels have won twice. A 10-0 slaughter last night. And a 5-4 nail-biter today. Jose Mota standing by with another one of the heroes, Vlad Guerrero. Host.
Hey, Vladdy, first of all, congratulations, felicidades, hermano. ¿Cómo te sientes? How do you feel, man? Going red for the first time y ahora campeones.
Bueno, me siento bastante bien, ya que vine de primera vez para Anaheim y ganamos la división. Con Dios adelante, ahora lo que pueda suceder, con Dios adelante, tener lo mismo que tuve ahora y me siento bastante contento. Y hasta todavía falta más y uno tiene que seguir trabajando.
Gracias, Vladdy. Thank you.
Okay.
Hey, Vladdy says, hey, we did the job, man. There's no doubt about it. What I came for, we got able to do it here in Anaheim. And there's more to go. In Vladdy's own words, there's more to go, and it's truly exciting. He has never gone through this before. Back to you, Josh.
No, it's a long way from Montreal to here, huh? Congratulations to the Anaheim Angels. A 5-4 win today, and they have won the West. We're standing by for Jeannie and Kevin in L.A.
And tomorrow, Fox NFL Sunday returns, bringing with it America's #1 pregame show. Then the Giants look to win their 3rd straight. They take on the Packers team, trying to avoid a 3rd straight loss or other regional action, but definitely 10 yards with Terry Bradshaw.
Butkus or LT? Ooh. Singing or dancing?
Singing or dancing?
Yeah.
The Anaheim Angels, 3 games behind Oakland through last Friday. They have since won 7 of 8, including 4 straight against the A's. They are your AL Western Divisional champs. Shocking?
Not to me. Do I have to say
it? I picked it earlier.
In March.
Okay, March.
Okay. I picked
you really
it.
did, but
yes. A lot of my friends and colleagues say, you're still staying with them when they're 3 games back a week ago? I said, yes. I just had faith that this ball club could come back. I just like the balance. I like the bullpen. And Vladimir Guerrero really has a chance now at MVP because the votes don't have to be in until tomorrow. So, I mean, he made a push this week, hitting .560 with 6 home runs, 11 RBIs, Jeannie, on his road trip.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we look ahead towards the postseason, not sure what's going to unfold, where the Angels will end up. Just keep this in mind. The Angels are the only AL team with a winning record against the Yankees in the Joe Torre era. Here are your AL West standings, just to drive it home a little bit more. 1 game tomorrow and home field advantage, something to think about.
Well, now tomorrow, of course, you can rest your guys. All your guys. Washburn was due to start tomorrow, but they need a little bit of rest before the playoffs start on Tuesday. And the Giants trying to beat the Dodgers for the 2nd straight game and pick up 1 more game and only be 1 game back with 1 to go.
It's very interesting because if the Giants can sweep this weekend, there's going to be a test later.
And the
Astros sweep this weekend and the Astros lose. The Giants are your Western champs, and the Dodgers are your wild card. And the Dodgers and Angels have never been in the postseason in the same year. We're trying to just go right by this score because Cubs fans, you've had enough.
They are not in the postseason. They are done. The Braves going to get some race. Chicago, think about next year. Wow, how long since they've won back-to-back years, gone to the playoffs, Jeannie? About 1906 or 7, I heard.
We should talk about Houston just real quick. Craig Biggio, leadoff home run, so Houston is on the board. And then how about a wild ending in Minnesota? This was what I was talking about. A non-ending because it's been suspended in the 11th because they had to play a college football game there. The players, a lot of them saying, Kevin, they didn't even know. They watched everybody go off the field. They thought it was a joke.
And the Twins and the Angels coming into today's action were tied. I mean, you're trying to have home field advantage, so the Twins really don't know what's going to happen. They pick up that suspended game tomorrow. They want to win that and then finish off the 2nd game, so it counts. And I'm really surprised that this happened with the schedule really in balance, not knowing where they're going to be.
Speaking of the schedule in balance and not knowing where you're going to be, hey, just turn on the TV on Tuesday night. Check us out, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. There'll be some great baseball for you to watch.
Yeah.
We're just not sure what yet because there's still some stuff to be decided in the National League.
Great finish for the Angels. Can't say enough going on the road and doing what they've done in Texas and in Oakland.
Congratulations to the Angels. For Kevin Kennedy, I'm Jeannie Zalaska. See you Tuesday night.